Linda.
Doctor.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are live here on InfiniteRP with Flames of Freedom, our brand new show featuring the best looking, best cosplayed cast in the history of any tabletop role-playing game streamed ever of all time. So we're so glad you are here. Hello, everyone in chat. We see you showing up early to support us and losing your shit over the way that our cast looks. And yes, that is an appropriate response. I am Doc Rimbo. I am your historian for this game that is sort of set in a historical gothic horror setting. We'll talk more about that later. But first, we want to go around and we want to meet everybody who is in the cast because they all look so good and we want to give them attention for the way they look and also just who they are as people. And they're just, yeah, all that stuff too. It's not just about looks. It's not, I mean, it's, anyway,
Wait,
let's
we
start.
have to have a personality as well? Oh, damn.
Shoot. I left my
No.
personality in the other room.
But Doc, all I know is how to be hot and superficial.
Well, speaking of which, let's start with Wally, the superficially hot. Wally, why don't you share your name, who you are, and anything you want to share about your character.
Sup, y'all? It's me, Wally, your favorite non-binary slime best friend on the internet, who will talk about how hot they are and they have no character. I will be playing Ezekiel Brathwaite. He is the man. I should have had what exactly he is right in front of me. Ezekiel. He is the mutineer profession. He is a rebel. And that's all. Oh, and he's a lawbreaker archetype. Yeah, that's all you need to know about them right now. And I think we'll let the rest of the story explore the intricacies of him.
That is a very broad. He's a lawbreaker. We don't know what kind of lawbreaker he is.
I could be doing tax fraud.
Could be, yeah. Could be a jaywalker. Right?
I mean, technically, doing tax fraud during this time is makes total sense too. So
sure, yeah.
I mean, wasn't the Boston Tea Party essentially tax fraud when it comes down to it?
It was.
When you think about it,
it really was. Yeah.
But also, I want to. So I just heard Sid talk, and I want to talk to Sid next because I saw those eyes with your two different colored eyes.
You mean these eyes?
Those eyes right there, and I want you to introduce yourself and tell everyone about your character who has two different colored eyes.
She does indeed. Hello, I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the Twitter as a Greek Sid. I am playing Saoirse. Saoirse is she's the intellectual archetype. Yes, indeed. She's a translator. She speaks a lot of languages, and she's a true blue colonial. She's got a Hessian mother and a Greek Brit-born father.
Nice.
Yep.
Excellent. That is so great. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad all of you are here, including my friend Kate. Kate Madison, how are you? And you also look amazing.
Thank you. It's always fun to go, oh, I have to dig into the stupid amount of costumes I have in my parents' garage from the movies that I've tried to make and done. And so it's like, oh, I get to use them. Where's a mop cap? Which one of these mop caps shall I grab? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's fun. And the joy of this is I only have to do it from the top up. I can just wear comfortable trousers instead.
That's the rules. Those are the rules here at InfiniteRP is what happens below the camera shots. Nobody's business.
Straight up Donald Duck in it.
I'm sorry, do people cosplay on stream from the waist down? Is that a thing?
I don't
only
know.
on very specific channels.
Really dedicated ones. Only on the hot tub ones. We don't have a hot tub one.
And I'm Doc Rimbo. I am serving as your historian, which in this system is the term that we use for someone who runs the game and drives the story forward. For those of you unfamiliar with Flames of Freedom, it is a brand new expansion of the Zweihander system, slightly shifted, some new rules, some new changes. And so you might ask, what's Zweihander? Zweihander is what we call a grim and perilous system. And there's a lot of things that go into that, but the basic version is combat is quick, it's brutal. If you ever get into it, naps don't heal stab wounds. Magic is out there, but it's rare. And so you have to be careful because you're dealing with some dire circumstances. That being said, this adventure that we're starting on, Boston Besieged, is the intro adventure for Flames of Freedom. And it contains spooky things and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if that's going to scare you or anything like that, but I just want everyone to know that ahead of time, that if it's a little bit outside of your comfort zone, you don't have to stick around. You can go take a break and come back later, whatever you want to do. We, as a group, are one short tonight. We have the fabulous Colin Nomicon also as part of our team, but Colin won't be joining us until next week, and we're excited to have him. But all four of our cast played together in an intro adventure last week called The Sin Eater, which is also free as a part of the Flames of Freedom Quick Start Guide. So I was hoping that in exchange for some reward points, or as we've been referring to them, sunshine bucks, because they're an arbitrary measure of how much you participate. In exchange for some reward points, I would like our cast today to help me go over what happened during that intro adventure when our players all met each other for the first time and our characters worked together for the first time. So it started in the magical land of New Jersey. And then who wants to say what happened next?
Oh, pointed to me.
Yeah.
Well, so,
Yeah, sure.
well, we arrived in New Jersey because we had a contact or something that we had to meet up in the city. And we decided, to wet our whistle, get some drinks, as one does after they've been traveling along the road for a very long time. We're traveling with some Quaker, a Quaker, a religious man, one of those friendly religious men type. They're a good conversationalist, a little bit too chatty for my sense. That's how I feel. Anyway, we went inside and we did as one does when they go inside of a tavern, find a table, get some good hearty stew. And I decided to take it a moment as my own self, as how can I put a nice older brother's figure to young Finn, and guide them into the world of the seedy life, if you would like to put it.
That's right. You tried to be a wingman for Colin's character Phineas, and it was going very well.
To be honest, he didn't really need to, because Phineas is a war hero after all. Having
he's a great war hero. He's a full war hero. Yeah.
Yes. Having been pushed by the enemy, and I found it. Nessa was just enamored by this young war hero. Because I rolled really badly and I believed him. And
whereas Saoirse rolled very well and found out that there were no casualties to that particular battle, he just fell down some stairs.
Fell down some stairs and got a scar. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. And then in the middle of these conversations.
Oh no, wait, he had milk. This is not significant to the story,
but he called it an alcohol.
Yeah,
he did call it an alcohol.
He called it a whole alcohol. Because I remember asking, like, "Hey, Vinny's, you want anything to drink?" He said, "Yeah, let me get an alcohol." I'm like, "All right, get this man an alcohol." And we got him an alcohol. It was actually milk, because
he can't handle. Thought it was alcohol.
Totally thought it was alcohol.
That's good.
Totally thought it was alcohol. But then eventually we figured out that a bit of a man came rushing in here, screaming and ranting and raving about their son. And, I felt in my own heart, that I wanted to help them out.
It was mostly about you then.
Yeah.
You wanted to help him out.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the barman had to kind of kick us to actually take action. But sure, we headed off to find
semantics, Nessa. Semantics.
He'd lost both his sons. To like the fog and the mist and some magical
sudden
snow.
Freak snowstorm.
Magical snow that appeared out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then there was no snow on the ground at all.
So you went looking.
There was no
snow. Went looking.
Found tracks and ran into that old Quaker gentleman again, Livingston Hobb.
Livingston Hobb.
Who joined you.
Looking for his dog.
Looking for his dog, right.
And then you found his dog at a house that Livingston did not seem to recognize. But you sensed that something was going on inside.
We thought we saw someone at the window.
That's right. You went inside and explored the house. What'd you find inside the house?
Skins.
Well,
Skins.
Finn and Saoirse went upstairs, opened to what appeared to be a powder room with a bathtub full of people's skins with no people in them. Finn threw up, and then
Yep.
everyone asked what was going on, and Finn just yelled that there were a bunch of there's skins. There's just skins, lots of skins,
Lots of skins.
lots of
And-
skins.
And then the father, I can't remember the father's name. I thought I had it written down, but he
Mr.
Start with
pushed
Calvin. Calvin Stowe.
Kelvin, that's right. No, I do have it written down. Kelvin pushed Livingston Hobb over, killing him, as far as we were aware,
We thought.
because he tried to bite him.
Yeah, that's what Calvin said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you went looking around, and then all of a sudden, next thing you knew, you had the dog was all worked up at something in the basement, and so Ezekiel popped the lock, right? And you went down to find the stench of death and the two sons, one of whom was dead.
Yeah.
The
The
other
oldest was
was
dead.
pretty
and
messed up.
Drained of
Very
all
messed up.
blood.
Oh, very messed up.
Yeah.
But that was not the most messed up part.
What was the most messed up part, Wally?
Well, the most messed up part was there was some guy with no skin coming at us, like trying to bite us, and I'm like, no skin, because he has no skin.
Yes.
Right. Frightening.
It used to be Livingston Hobb. He sort of
Yeah.
crawled out of his skin and then
That was
came at us.
Yes, it
Yeah.
turned out Livingston Hobb was a ghoul who tried to pounce on you and eat your sin by sucking it out of your neck. But everyone pulled out guns because this is the Revolutionary War.
Oh, I didn't bring a gun.
No maces, no broadswords. We all have guns. Bang, bang,
Keep
bang.
that truly on me close. Drop that hot chrome on the street.
And you received letters at the end from your mysterious benefactor, Henry Jones, sending you on to a new job. There was a second letter addressed to our good friend Phineas Rutt, who we'll meet next week, from his hero, Ethan Allen of the Green Mountain Boys, asking for his help in something very specific, which called him away. But the rest of you, you find yourselves in the town of Boston. It is February of 1776. It took you a few weeks of arranging your stuff to get here and making plans to travel from New Jersey to Boston. Supplies in Boston are low, the conditions are bad, and tensions are running high. There was a smallpox outbreak during the summer, but it gave way to winter, and now Boston is bracing for more problems. Foremost among them is that the British are deeply entrenched in Boston, and although most rebels have fled, the Redcoats are not above handing out brutal summary justice to anyone they suspect of having rebel leanings. And although you are surrounded by the terrified town folks and the brutal Redcoats, your sympathies, all of our cast members, your sympathies lie with the rebels, who have gathered from all over the 13 colonies in response to what happened at Lexington and Concord. You have quickly learned to keep your opinions about the revolution to yourself and to present a smiling face to the Redcoats and the Loyalist spies. Your benefactor, a rebel sympathizer named Henry Jones. Henry Jones! Okay, I have. Okay, before we started, we decided that Henry Jones, if we ever meet him, it would be great if he had the same voice as Linda Belcher, but I can't do that. I'll break. Guys, I need you to go to Boston. Your benefactor, Henry Jones, has a need for assistance and is willing to pay you well for it. You are 100% assured that Jones is a good patriot and it's not a trap or a double agent. And so he sent you to Boston to a place called a tavern called the Sign of the Maiden. And when you get there, you're to ask for someone named Philip the Short. And so that's where we find ourselves. You are near the wharf of Boston, near Hancock's Wharf, and you are approaching a large and ramshackle tavern called the Sign of the Maiden. It smells like fish here. It smells like herring everywhere.
No!
It smells like herring. And,
Oh no!
Sorry.
and there's salt on the wind, and there are people coming and going everywhere. You can see redcoat patrols walking up and down the street, but there before you is the Sign of the Maiden with a mermaid on a wooden sign hanging out in front. And we see all of you approach. Let's describe what do you look like as you all approach out of the Boston fog.
Well, Nessa is the mom of the group. She's the oldest. She looks I mean, the easiest way to describe it for me is just to say she looks a bit like a hobbit. She's kind of she's like short and stocky, like big bulbous nose and like short red hair, fiery dark eyes, which I don't quite have, but and she's fashionable, which I don't know if this works, but I think she's sort of like walking ahead, like she's seen the tavern and is heading there. It's kind of she's on a mission, and I don't know if she's leaving the others behind or
She's
not.
so positive.
Yeah, she's very positive. She tries to keep everyone together.
So we see Nessa strolling up, and who's next to follow her?
I mean, unless someone is directing her, Saoirse's falling very behind. She, as always, is traveling, walking, literally with a book, really not watching where she's going. Probably has her little spectacles on her nose and just not aware of anything else going on.
So just sort of following the general motion of Nessa.
Yes.
While reading a book at the same time.
And she looks like this. She's got very long, very fiery, curly red hair. She's short. She's very elfin looking, very angular face. And she has one bright blue eye and one brown one.
Lovely. And then behind these two slight, shorter, red-haired women comes Ezekiel Braithwaite. And what does Ezekiel Braithwaite look like?
Oh man, so Ezekiel, he's average height. He's average height, has a very slender build, but more like a build of like someone who has to be quick, light on their feet, kind of thing. Around their waist, they're wearing something like this, wearing these kind of clothes. Do not really like to stand out or anything, just kind of try to blend in with everyone else. Try to look important, but that's how it works. You look important enough, people are really not going to want to pay attention to you. And on his head, he's wearing a nice tricorn hat. But underneath is one of these kind of hats, a nice knitted hat that he wears underneath it to keep his head warm from the cold February Boston airs, because it is cold in Massachusetts in February.
It is cold in Massachusetts.
Cold in Massachusetts in February.
Currently, it is chilly. It's not snowing, but there's definitely a frost on the ground. It's sort of middle of the afternoon as you approach. And you can already tell before you enter this tavern that it's crowded inside. Do you want to talk to each other before you go in, or what's your plan?
So we're just going to go inside, right? It's kind of crowded in there. Just wanted to make sure anyone has any reservations going. And I put my hand to Cersei so she stops before walking to a pole.
Well, we have to go in because this is where we've been told to go. So we're looking for Philip the Short.
Right, Philip the Short. And I'm just going to go on a limb here and assume Philip the Short is short. Now, if this guy is not short and he's actually like twice my height and size, I'm going to be pretty impressed that, he went around with a name like Philip the Short for that long and looking like that.
Well, if you think about Robin Hood, Little John was meant to be really big, so maybe let's look for a really tall person.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? That is actually a really good idea.
The tallest or the shortest? I think that those should be the first places we should go.
All right. So we'll look for the tallest and the shortest in the group, and
and someone called Philip. That would help too.
Like Ezekiel has this look in his face of like, no, you're absolutely right. That actually makes a lot more sense just to look for someone named Philip. All right. So we'll look for a guy named Philip inside, and if there's more than one Philip, we'll just look for the tallest and shortest Philips inside the place. All right, seriously,
we could literally just ask for someone like, is there someone called Philip the Short?
Yeah, if you want to
I mean, that's probably the easiest thing. Just go right to the barman and go, "Do you know Philip the Short?"
But what if we run into a very tall Philip and also a very short Philip?
We'll check if their name is Philip the Short.
All right.
So in this elite group of rebel spies,
So we started off on the wrong tone. I'm just.
ready to enter. But before we do that, there's one thing we almost forgot, and Kate reminded me. Thank you, Kate. Is that when we play Flames of Freedom, we use a system using coins, and these these coins, they give you special powers. Right, so they can, for example, they can help you re-roll a roll that did not go in your favor, or they could, you can spend one to give max damage on one of your damage rolls. You can gain an action point during combat. So the way we figure out how many coins are in the player's pool and the number of coins that are in my pool, the historian pool, is everyone in the cast rolls a d6. And every time they roll a d6, I get a coin. And for every number 1 through 5 that they roll, they get coins. So we can roll that on the old Roll20 if you'd like. And tell me what you come up with. I see a 4.
I got a 4.
I got to 1.
Another one for y'all. And Wally got a 5.
I got a 5.
Excellent. And I automatically start with 1. So that's how we'll start. Is the players have 3 coins in their pool, and I have 1 coin in my pool. And so I can use that. But every time they use a coin, it leaves their pool and goes into mine. Every time I use a coin, it leaves my pool and goes into theirs. The system does that to encourage us to use those coins. And so don't forget that you have them.
Mm-hmm.
Let us go inside the sign of the Maiden. If you can escort us inside so we can see what it looks like in there. The door swings open, and your suspicions were confirmed. It is crowded in there. It is full of sort of rough and tumble type of people. It smells like spilled ale and body odor and herring. And there's a bunch of whispering conversations going on until you open the door, and then all the whispers sort of stop, and you're left there smelling fish and vomit and looking over a crowded group of people. How do you proceed?
I just walk right up to the bar. I don't care if these people just stopped and whatever they were doing to look at us. I just walk in like they own the place.
Mm-hmm. You approach the man behind the bar, and he's got like sort of like chin strap beard, and he's got a pipe that he's smoking, and he looks at you and he says, "Can I get you something?"
Yeah, you can get me something. I'll have a nice, let me get a glass of alcohol, maybe some whiskey if you have any.
Don't have any whiskey. I got ale. Do you want ale?
Let me get a glass of ale. Let me get a glass of ale. Great.
Nay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, whiskey's hard to come by. It's a 1p.
See, I hear it's pretty hard to come by these days, and he flips a pence onto the bar.
Thank you. And he pours you a glass of something brown, which if you hadn't ordered ale, maybe it was whiskey. You know, it's just brown liquor. And he puts it up on the bar for you and slides it over to you.
Catches it, takes a sip, knocks it back, sets it down. I wonder if you can point me to a person I'm looking for, a fellow around here named Philip. Maybe
The
goes
short.
by
The short.
I'm Philip the Short.
Here's Nessa and Saoirse and sort of looks around Ezekiel to see them, and he says,
And down.
yeah, looks around and down. He looks eastbound and down to see them, and sort of says, I'm sure if I know anybody by that name. Can I ask who's calling?
Well, Just we were sent here to look for him by a fellow named Henry Jones.
Oh. All right, give me a moment. And he walks to the end of the bar and he whispers into the ear of a man with sort of messy, dark hair. He is about 5 feet tall, sort of leans over, and the man sort of cranes around and looks at you and slowly gets up from his seat. You can see that he has a gut, around his middle. He's a bigger fella, although he's not that old. He's probably in his mid-30s, and he sort of sidles up to all of you, and he looks you up and down. He says, "Do any of you know where I can find a metal grasshopper?"
Well, when the metal grasshopper jumps, you gotta reach out fast with catch it with the left hand, while the right hand does the distracting.
Well, Ezekiel answers this and gives this response. From Nessa or Saoirse, we're going to have our first rolls of the campaign, and I'd like a folklore roll from either of you, because I know that folklore runs between the two of you, I think, in your skill sets.
Deep.
So for those of you who are unfamiliar, this is a D100 system. And so we each of our players has skills that are a percentage of 100. And they get to roll a D100, and they're trying to get underneath. So for example, my friends, what are your skills in folklore?
My intelligence would be a 43, but I have folklore as a skill, so it'd be 53. I'd be rolling under.
So you want to roll under a 53. And this is a routine folklore test. It's not super easy, but it's kind of well known. So you would actually have to roll under a 63. We're going to add 10% to that.
Oh, nice.
Which makes it easier. And what about Saoirse? What's your folklore skill?
Well, now that you mention it, her base is 51. She had a basic level of it, which would go up to 61.
Sure would.
And I did just buy an extra one of those. So it
You
goes up to
sunshine
a
bucks?
71 with my sunshine
Yeah.
bucks.
Okay, so each of you roll a D100, and we'll see what you get. Remember, under 71 for Saoirse or under 63 for Nessa.
Oh.
Woo. Nessa sticks the landing.
I got a 65.
And a 65.
Which
Oh my goodness.
passes,
Which
right?
wins. I mean, that's a
Okay.
success. That's a success. It's still underneath. So in this game, they rolled underneath, so it's successful. If you roll double digits, either under or over, it's a critical success or failure. So it was almost a critical success if you had gotten a 66. It would have been a crit success. But both of you know that there's a building here in Boston named Faneuil Hall. And there's a weather vane on top. And this weather vane is in the shape of a grasshopper. It is something that kind of only locals or people who have spent a lot of time in Boston might know. So you get the feeling he's testing you to see if you're actually local folks or if you're sent here by the loyalists. So you both know that if you were looking for a metal grasshopper, you would look on top of Faneuil Hall.
Would you care to meet us at Faneuil Hall?
You say that, looks around and down. Actually, just around and across because he's kind of short. And says, sort of nods quietly. He turns and walks away. And he walks to those stairs that are in next to the fireplace. And goes and walks upstairs. And the barkeep turns to you and says, "Your friend is going to be here in just a minute. If you want to wait back here." And he takes you to that little doorway that's behind the bar into the kitchen. And he says, "You're welcome to wait inside."
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else something to eat? You got eel pie.
Oh, yeah, that would be lovely. Oh, my
That
accent's changed.
sounds That sounds wonderful. We've been traveling for many days now.
He
Thank you,
spoons out
sir.
some bowls of eel pie and says, "On the house. There you go."
Thank you. This is delicious, and we've been on our feet for quite some time. We haven't really got a chance to eat.
Yeah. Well, this should do you. We usually have chowder on Thursdays, but
Oh, what'd you say?
we usually have chowder on Thursdays, but things are running low.
Chowder.
Oh.
Supplies aren't as good. And he
In the time that it took for them to have that little exchange, Saoirse has
Mhm.
already finished her food.
oh, someone's hungry.
Thank you, sir. It was delicious.
Yeah, it's I'm glad to hear it. It might be about 10 minutes. You're welcome to go in the back, sit around, talk to the folks. Might not be quick to trust you, but that's how things are.
Understandable. It's tense times right now. But thanks again. And he he puts another pence on the table as thanks, and
Appreciate it.
makes their way over to that back door.
It's one of those half-sea doors. You can see it on the
Oh.
map. It's like where the top opens and the bottom opens, separate from each other.
I like those kind of doors.
And me too. And it's unlocked. You can step back into that back room where there are some hocks of meat hanging from hooks. There's another fireplace. There's a few barrels here and there. And I mean, there's a door leading outside and there's some steps going down, but there's no one back here. No one's cooking right now, apparently.
All right, looks like we got a bit of a run for the place, so let's get ourselves comfortable. Let's rest up because we're gonna have a bit of a day today, it looks like.
Saoirse
Yeah.
immediately sits down in a comfortable chair and pulls out her book and starts reading again.
Of course you start reading.
Well, let her read. It's easier that way.
I know it's true, yeah.
Yeah. This pie is nice.
This is delicious pie. I mean, I have had eel pie before. I've had some really good eel pie before. But this right here is just delicious eel pie. It's tender, it just melts in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
We have a smash cut to the bartender who overhears this and smiles and blushes to himself, but no one will ever know. He just likes being appreciated for his food. So happy. The minutes pass, and finally, the door swings open, both halves of the door, and after about 10 minutes, in walks a woman. She is, let me see, I'm going to describe her real good. She is, in her mid-20s. She is small, with dark hair, wearing glasses perched on the edge of her nose with some modest clothing, but in good quality. She's not unlike a dark-haired version of Saoirse, and enters and has her arms crossed and sort of looks you up and down. And she's, is this it? I thought there was 4 of you.
Oh. Yeah, we had a war hero with us, but he's very in demand, and so he had to.
That would have been useful.
We are very capable. I have to tell you, but yeah, he had other business to attend to, so you get us, and we're great.
Not that there's anything huge at risk here. How about you roll me a let's see, what would this be under fellowship? A charm test. How's your fellowship?
Well, I'm 48, but I don't have any dots on charm. But let's see if I can roll. Is it just neutral? Is it 0? So it's 48. Under 48. I'm trying to roll.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Oh damn! 95. I clearly am not as charming as I am portraying her. Clearly.
No, not really.
We're
And
great.
she gives you a look that gives you 1 point of conflict to add to your tracker. You get the feeling she is not inspired, but resigned. So if you mark conflict down on your sheet there,
I put a 1.
yeah, put a 1 there, and we'll roll for conflict at the end. But she says, "Okay, I mean, we can work with this. That's fine. I'm sorry, I haven't introduced myself. My name is Philippa Pullman. I'm here on behalf of my brother Morris. I run his business here in Boston, and
Are you Philip the Short, or was that the gentleman at the bar?
no, I'm Philip the Short. Philippa is my full name. You'll have to forgive me with the I don't know, the fakery and the ruse.
No, it's totally fine. I mean, in this kind of world, you got to use those fake names just to make sure you get the job done and be in secret.
Yes,
It's our fault to assume that right now that of course that Philip the Short was a guy instead of a lady as
And
yourself.
short,
well, I mean,
or tall.
yes, of course.
And
I mean, it
then-
was meant to be misleading, but perhaps Philip the Tall would have been better because then I'm not tall. And
Right.
anyways,
I
run.
always enjoy a sense of irony.
Yes. Oh, so do I. I do run my brother Morris's business here, but he's currently. And she turns around and she closes the door to the main room, and she says, "He's currently in Philadelphia, assisting a friend of ours, Mr. John Hancock. And I've taken the liberty of speaking around and making inquiries as to your character, and apparently you all accomplished something in New Jersey that folks were quite impressed with, and I'm hoping you can help me as well."
Do you
Oh,
have a
you-
problem with someone with no skin?
That's what I was about to ask because we killed someone with no skin. If that's just what you're talking
Or
about.
perhaps do you have someone with an excess of skin?
I don't. She thinks most of the people I know have an average amount of skin.
They're probably fine then.
Okay, all right, good. I hope you will forgive the games. I just need someone I can trust. I'll give you the situation. You see, my brother Morris has a daughter, Mary. She's my niece, and I care for her very much. But those who seek to gain the upper hand over my brother may try to do something to kidnap her, use her as a bargaining chip. We're trying to get her out of Boston. And
So
what's that?
you want us to smuggle her out of Boston? Is what you want us to do?
Well, only half of the way. We need someone to escort her from our home on Beacon Hill to Bull's Wharf. There's a boat that will be waiting for her tonight around 1 o'clock in the morning. And if you're willing to escort her and get her there safely, I'm willing to pay £10. I can give you £5 now and another 5 paid by my brother, who will meet you at the boat, my brother Adam.
Oh well, all right. 5 pence starting off is a good deal then. What say you
It
guys?
was pounds, correct?
Pounds, yes.
Okay.
Oh, pounds. Oh, pounds. That's even better. Yeah, even better. Pounds. Right. This is why,
So it's just like, please don't undercut us before we begin.
This is why.
I
Saoirse handles-
suppose 10 pence is fine.
No, it's not. No.
no,
10
no,
pounds
no.
is
No, this is why Saoirse
is-
handles all the money. I just make the deals. She does the accounting.
I see. And anyway, it's not. Things around here are dangerous, to say the least. The red coats have been they've been turning up the pressure, and I'm not saying it will be smooth or easy, but it's worth the £10 to make sure she gets out of here safely.
How old is
If-
she?
Oh, Mary.
Yes.
Let me look at my notes. Yes. She is. Yeah. She is in her late teenage years. beautiful girl. When her mother died, Morris was lost, but bringing her up, I think, gave him a sense of purpose, and I really think that sympathizing with the rebels is more for her sake than for his. He wants to see a better country for her. I'm sorry, if you don't mind me asking, this business with no skin, what was this? I heard there was a murderer or something like that.
Well, I'm not going to try to hide this from you. There was a murder that was going down over there, and it turns out the person who was conducting said murders was a friendly old Quaker who decides to wear his people's skins that they meet on the road and lure them to their house and, well, kill people for some kind of, I don't know, it looked like there was some kind of like religious thing down there. I'm not a really religious man myself. But that's what they were
I would assume that most Quakers will not take off people's skin and wear it. This
Well, I know. I
was
hope not.
that you
a
know
rather,
of. No, that's
a
you
rather
know of.
extraordinary Quaker.
It's that you know of. All I'm saying is I don't know the intricacies of Quaker lifestyle.
I've met several Quakers. I'm
That you know of.
fairly
To
certain.
be
that
fair,
you know of.
we don't know he was a Quaker at all. He was pretending to be.
Pretending
that
to
is
be a Quaker.
also true.
So
Pretending to be
We
a Quaker.
only
kinda
knew him to be a Quaker by
Usually
his
you can
word.
trust Quakers. That is strange.
well, that was a good disguise he took then, because he fooled us for a
He
little
Told
bit.
us pretty well, yeah.
Yeah, but then he shed his skin quite literally, and
Oh, so he took the
we
skin
killed
off?
him. Yes,
He physically took the skin off.
yeah, like
and
a snake.
tried to
It was
attack
not
us.
nice, but he's dead now, so it's fine.
Yeah. Plugged a couple of shots right into him.
Good. That's good.
Yes,
All
yes.
right,
No,
good.
we will definitely be killing anything crazy like that. That's
All right.
So
Yeah.
with that story said right there, I mean, any kind of misconceptions you had of us not being capable should be right out the window.
Well, I mean, you killed some sort of demonic Quaker, so good job.
the worst kind of Quaker.
The demonic
The
ones are the
demonic
worst.
kind.
You gotta
Yes.
watch out for them. You gotta watch out for the
They're
demonic.
real. Oh, that's one more thing. And she reaches to her side and she pulls out 2 letters sealed in wax with a red wax seal on them, and she hands them over to you and she says, here, now you'll go to my brother Morris's house in Beacon Hill, and she gives you the location of it. And you can pick up Mary there, figure out the best way to get her safely to the wharf. Give this to the butler at the house. His name's Thomas. And then the second to my brother Adam at the boat when you drop her off. If you don't open them, everything is fine. If you do open them, the contract is in breach and he will not pay the second half. Fair?
It's fair.
All right, wonderful. She hands them over and says, okay, now do you have any questions? Anything else? Finding your way around Boston? Anything else you're looking for?
What does Mary look like?
Mary is about your height. She has dark hair. She's bookish, is the word that they use to describe her in the text, which I take to mean she appears to be well-read. Not exactly loud and sloppy, but kind of has herself all together. She looks... How about roll me a scrutinize check and see if you can pull anything out of there.
Sure.
Is that anyone or just?
Anybody who'd like to can roll one, sure.
Yeah,
I got a dot on
Um,
scrutinize, so
I do too. Yay!
tempted.
Do I have any dots for scrutinize? I do not.
I
Okay, so
got
that'll be
36, so that's
What's that?
under my 58.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Oh.
got an 11.
All right, Nancy.
Ooh, I got a 2.
Those are all
Hey.
great, but Wally with an 11, that is a critical success. So all of you get the sense that she is currently stressed. She is obviously concerned about her niece, Mary. But Wally, you get a chance to sort of look past that and get a reading of her character. You get behind that is the impression of somebody who's trustworthy and hardworking. you get the feeling that she maybe runs a business and does so well. Like she's a businesswoman, right? And so that makes her sort of practical in a sense. She wants to get this done and get it done quickly and won't mess you around.
Ezekiel walks up to her and he takes his hands, puts it around her. It's like, look, I understand that right now things are pretty stressed for you. Don't worry. You focus on what you need to get done. Focus on running this place. Focus on living your life. We'll handle getting your niece out of the city, all right?
Yes, thank you, Mr. I'm sorry, I don't know your names.
My name is Ezekiel Brathwaite.
Mr. Brathwaite. And
Yeah.
your friends?
I can't speak for them. So over there is Nessa. She's
Okay.
very reliable and very skillful in everything she does.
We're
You cannot trust her. She is great. And
Yes.
over there is Cersei. She's got a lot of books.
Oh, well, that's good. Maybe when this whole thing, if you're looking for work, maybe when we're always looking for well-read people.
She's very well read.
And she's the one who handles the finances. Is that what you said? The paperwork?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, here, oh, right.
Yes, yeah.
And she takes out a £5 note and hands it over to you, Sid. And says, there you go. And the other 5 from Adam at the docks. Now, and then in like the middle of her sentence, you hear a commotion from out in the main room. You hear voices that before were sort of like whispered and pensive and eating their eel pies. All of a sudden quiet, and you hear 3 voices shouting above them. And you can't make it out because the door's closed, but it's like a... Can't make out what they're saying.
I would like to. I like look at the others. And I make my way over to the door, and I want to like lean up against it quietly, just kind of like hear through it if I can.
I love that. That's going to take a check.
Okay.
This would be an eavesdrop test.
I am not trained in eavesdrop, but my perception is 45.
Okay, see what you get.
Ooh, a 21.
Ooh, a 21's a success. You guys are rolling well. Right out of the gate. You lean up against the door, and you can't hear all the words that come through, but you hear voices. And again, you count them as 1, 2, 3 voices, and you hear one of them say, you hear the words report and something, something, something traitors, something, something saboteurs, rebel spies, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. And it's threatening in tone. You get that. And Philippa looks at you as you lean and she says, what is it?
Looks like this place has got a lobster problem.
Such a badass movie line.
I know. It came out of my mouth. I'm like, oh,
I wanted him to just for no reason, like, like cock a musket, which is not possible. But, yeah.
Oh no, yeah, he says it and he
What
pulls
is
out one of his guns from behind his back.
Looks like you've got an infestation of lobsters. Right? And she says, soldiers. And she walks up to the door, puts her hand on the handle, and she points at the back door of the tavern. And she says, I'll keep them busy. You 3, go, run. And that's what we're going to do. I'm sorry to railroad it like this, but we're going to use Flames of Freedom's chase mechanic to have a chase scene.
Oh.
So you hear things heating up outside, and you need to lose these redcoats. There are 3 of them. And here's how the chase mechanic works in Flames of Freedom. I will bring it up here so I know how it works. So first thing that we do is determine who is the escaper and who is the pursuer. You three are the escapers, and these three redcoats are the pursuers. At the beginning of each round, you are going to roll to generate your escape value. So it sort of represents how far ahead you are. And the way we get that, and if you want to write this down, you can write it down if it helps, is we're going to add your movement. So whatever your movement is on your sheet, which is your agility bonus, basically, plus a D10 roll. And then if you have any sort of head start, which at this point you don't, because they're coming into this back room. So you roll that, and we're going to mark down for round one what your escape value is. And then basically they are going to roll to pursue you using the same stuff. Now, if they catch up to you, we'll worry about that when it comes to that. But that only happens if they meet or succeed your escape value, okay? It'll be cool. We're going to do a 3-round chase, which means it's a short chase. And we'll see if they can catch you guys as you flee from the scene. So take your movement score from your character sheet and roll a d10 and add those two together. And everybody tell me what you got.
I got a 5. My movement is a 7, so it's a 12.
12 for Sid.
I rolled a 9, and my movement is 8, so that's a 17.
You are very fast. What about you, Kate?
I rolled a 10 and my movement is 6, so 16.
Also very good. So
Ursha takes the rear. Pretty standard.
She's chasing, but she really wants to read that page in that book as well.
she's running and reading a book at the same time. But Ezekiel and Nessa bolt out of the back door, and you run down an alleyway. And as soon as you're clear of the building and Saoirse's clear of the building, you hear these redcoats running behind you. So let me get their stats up here. These are regulars. Redcoat regular has a movement of 7. And so we're going to roll a d10. Okay, and they rolled an 8, which means they got a 15. So you all are dashing out the back door, and as soon as you get clear, I think that Saoirse stumbles just a little bit, and one of them catches up to Saoirse. And here's how this works now. They have to roll a oh, that's right. Okay, wait. Yes. They have to roll an athletics or coordination test to see if they can get a hold of you. So their athletics and their coordination are kind of the same. Better athletics. So their athletics is a 60. So I'm going to see if I can roll below a 60 to see if they grab a hold of you. That is that is a 100. It's a 0, 0, 0. Which means I rolled all zeros on 2 die, which means that is a critical failure on their part. It's always a critical failure. And here's how critical failures work in this. So if the pursuer critically fails, oh my gosh, it's so good. Okay, with a critical failure, one of the pursuers, let's say, reaches out to grab you, but sort of stumbles over some sort of barrel or something like that and falls and cracks his head against a brick wall and gets knocked unconscious and can't continue in this. The other two stop to help him. And I'm going to say, for your sake, that gives Saoirse a head start on the second round of escaping. Okay? So
Okay, she puts the book away this time. She's
Put away the book!
She's
Now's
really trying to run.
no time for reading, Dr. Jones.
Put away the book, Saoirse!
One of them just fails at chasing very much, but the other two are still coming. So let's go with round 2 of the escape. Same thing. Roll movement plus your D10 roll, but Saoirse, you also get to add 3 on top of that for your head start.
I'm so freaking out. I just dropped my dice on the floor. Okay.
You totally juked him in the first
again.
round.
Woo.
Ooh, I should play some music. That's true.
I got an 18. I rolled a 10.
Roll 20 decided to give me the
18.
opposite. So I rolled a 1 and I got a movement of 6, so only a 7 for me this
Ooh.
time.
I rolled an 8 plus
Okay.
my 7 is a 15 plus the
3.
head start is an 18.
Oh, you're
So Saoirse
like,
catches up.
neck with me.
Saoirse catches up.
It's like,
to-
we're just like next to each other like this. I'm like, I tell you how the book ends. The bounty
Run.
burns at the end. That's what happens. The mutiny of the bounty happens, and they burn. The entire ship burns at the end.
Oh no,
There,
Nessa! Shh, Nessa!
Nessa is gets a stitch in her side. Too much eel pie. Don't go running after eating. And Nessa feels it in her side and slows down a little bit. Let's see how these remaining two go. That is they roll. Oh, that's not it. I rolled wrong. I rolled a 0. That's a 10. So that's a 17. So now they've caught up to Nessa, these two remaining guys. Let me roll to see if they succeed at grabbing her with an athletics check. That is a 13. So they reach out to grab you, and you slip out of their grasps once again. And yeah, that is another success. So Nessa, you get away. You're out in the main road now. You are clear of the alleyways, and there are crowds. Lots of people turning to look at these two redcoats chasing the trio down the street. Ezekiel and the two gingers, which is like a band name, a horrible band name.
Zeke
and the Gingers.
Yeah.
So we're going into the third
I
round.
play
If you-
bass!
Yes. If you can avoid
Calling it
them,
now.
if you can avoid them on this third round, you are going to slip out of their grasps and be clear. So everybody, do me one last escape value check.
Ooh, oh boy.
That's a 15.
Hey, 15 for Wally.
9.
I rolled a 2, so that is also a 9.
Sid and Kate, how does this happen? Why does Saoirse and Nessa both sort of slow down to the same pace together? Is Ezekiel just booking it, right?
Saoirse basically like lost Zeke, like was running, but then saw that Nessa was lagging behind, so tried to double back and like put an arm under her and be like, "Come along, mama," and like to move
And
through the crowd.
You run past like some folks in the crowd, and you see one like elderly lady say, "Did you hear that? That old lady and her daughter are running from the redcoats." And they're just like running. Let's see if they catch up to you here.
It was such
D10.
good pie!
Oh, that's a cocked eye.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. But we
They
gotta
roll
go.
a 14, so they catch up to both of you. So I'm going to roll two separate coordination checks. This is it's 10. That is a 53, which I think is a success for this guy. Yes, it is. So the first one grabs onto Saoirse. The second one is a 65. The second one succeeds, and the second one grabs onto Nessa. Now, they have a hold of your clothing, but you get to make a check to try and wriggle free. So what I'm going to need from both of you, each of you in turn, is going to be a either athletics or coordination. This is a routine test, so it's plus 10 to your normal skill that you have to roll below.
Okay. Eek. I'm going for athletics because
Okay.
I have a 46 in brawn and only a 36 in agility. So,
Alright. That's a 56 for you then.
so
total.
it's now a 56.
Yeah.
Come on, roll 20. Be kind. 33. It's a critical
Ah,
success.
nice.
Great success.
Critical success.
I'm gonna.
Let's do Saoirse's
agility.
first, and then I'll tell you what happens with that critical success.
Yeah, because my brawn is not great, but my agility is not much better, but it is better. So, okay, so I have a 44 in agility, so plus 10, I have to go under 54.
Right.
Okay. What did you? Okay, 49.
I thought we were going to use some coins there. For a second there to
well,
try to
if
escape
it
yourself.
wasn't routine, I would have failed. So.
And so you roll a 44. Sorry, you roll 49, so you succeed. But Nessa gets a critical success. And so these two Rickcoats roll up, grab your, I don't know, what's a Revolutionary War clothing piece? Grab the sleeve of your garment and like have a good hold on you. And they both sort of look at you, say, "You're coming with us for espionage and hurting our friend back in that alleyway." And just as you think they have you, that little old lady who saw you running past walks up behind them and takes a broom and starts hitting them both with her broom. And she says, "Unhand that nice old lady." And she starts like whacking at them. And they let go of you and give you time to escape and run off.
Just like running backwards for a moment, like mouthing toward the old lady. Thank you.
And she says,
shout,
"Goodbye, dear."
The eel pie is so nice back there. You should have
Don't
some.
eat and run.
Ezekiel turns around, is already running back to where they are. Like, what's going? Oh, I guess like turns right
And then
around.
they just go zoom past him again, like
And he just checks out.
Nice.
Other way.
And with the lead you gain on them, you have time to duck off into an unused building and hide from them. You see them run past, and eventually they give up. And so you escape their clutches for the time being. So here's the current situation. It is somewhere around 3 in the afternoon. You know that you need to head to the Pullman house eventually and pick up Mary. Her boat doesn't leave until 1 in the morning. And you're in Boston. So the day is yours. You can decide what you want to do from here and talk it over as a group.
Whew. All right. Maybe we should cut back on the eel pie next time we decide to go running.
What? Yeah. Yes. Maybe
Yeah.
Just eat a little less of it. I didn't realize we were gonna run though.
I was about to say, to be fair, I don't think that we really realized that running would be required in the next 20 to 30 minutes after the pie.
Running is kind of part of the whole package when it comes to our lives, really.
The one thing I'm not very good at though. So, anyways.
I generally don't have to. Well, no, that's not true. I've had to run on several occasions, usually when people see my eyes. Should we? How do I say this? We need to change our hair.
Oh, but I like my hair.
At least for today.
Oh,
Perhaps you might
right.
have a bonnet around here somewhere, just to. We're a little distinctive, is what I mean.
Yes. I try and like tuck my hair into my mop cap more, but it's kind of like unruly. I think my hair is kind of like it's kind of it's so
They have a similar problem.
yeah. Like she's trying, but really it's like, does she look much different? Not sure.
Saoirse attempts to just like give herself a bob. Like this is all she ends up with.
Really,
So,
yes,
okay.
yeah, it's good.
I mean, it's a little different. I mean, those lovely red curls are going to be going away, but at least it won't make it stand out.
Standing out is what I'm concerned with right now.
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, we got those guys off our backs. We have that place we need to go to. A little bit more time of light left.
Yes.
So why don't we try to get there, but try to be sneaky about it. Take the long way around.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Right, and we can go a little slower so I don't get another stitch. That would be great.
No, we'll make sure you don't. We'll
The
go
stealthy
nice and
option.
slow just for you.
Yeah, just creeping along.
So you'd like to move stealthily through the streets?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's have stealth checks from everyone.
I'm good at that.
As you make your way to Beacon Hill.
So that's a 62 for me. And I got a 31.
Not good
Okay.
at this.
Yeah, I'm not good at stealth, but I rolled a 21, which is under the 36 agility.
That's a success.
Eh. Okay, that's agility. Okay. I should just note that none of the skills underneath agility are marked for me at all.
Inside kid. That's relatable. I mean, me too. I'm indoorsy.
But I got a 21. So, hey, there you go.
There you go.
You all creep stealthily through the back alleyways, and you move so quietly that it almost comes as a shock when you emerge out of one of the alleyways, and there's a row of shops, and among them, you do see one that says wig shop. It specializes in wigs.
I was gonna ask if we could find a wig shop.
There's one right there, and it appears like they're still open. It's getting on. The sun's starting to get a little bit lower in the sky, but all the shops are still open in town, and they do have wigs on display, little wooden heads, in the window with a row of wigs. It says some of them are very nice, and some of them not so much. But you could go inside if you like and talk to the proprietor.
Wig store.
If we could.
We should
Yes.
do that. We should do that.
Let's go in there.
Excellent. You do go inside. This is one of the nice things that I really love about this system. So Zweihander, whenever they make a book, all of their books are super duper thick with 2 C's because they have like the main rule book. They have all the threat stats, what we might call a monster manual or something like that. And they have like all this lore stuff. So I did a little quick search in my PDF. And yes, of course, they have prices for wigs. They have 3 different levels of wigs that you get from talking to this fella in here. You get an average wig for around £3. You can get a superior wig for £9. And this one is going to increase your stealth level by like 30% or something like that. It's great. And they also have inferior wigs for sale. These mostly look like they pulled the end off of a broom. It's kind of like Robin Hood in the archery tournament,
Yes.
right? Just like the stork. And the inferior wig is 12 shillings. But it's not red. It's like a straw color.
Zeke grabs an inferior wig and
Mhm.
just plops it on Cersei's head. Like takes a step back. It's like, then leans forward, adjusts it, takes a step back. Perfect.
Chef's kiss. A vision.
I had a thought. Perhaps because Mary is younger and slight, like both of us. Perhaps one of us on our travels, trying to be as quiet as possible, like away from the proprietor talking about this.
Yeah, he's in the back room
Okay.
looking for other bad wigs.
Of course. Perhaps we look for one. Philippa had said that Mary had darker hair. Perhaps we spend a little money on one of the nicer wigs, and then the other one of us can, well, not be redheaded.
Right. I mean, I have some money on me. Does everybody else, or is everybody? Have you spent it all on alcohol?
No,
Yeah.
I have a little. If we were to procure the nicer of the wig, not the very, very, and obviously not. I would not spending £9 on a wig. But one of the nicer ones, we may need to cut into the party funds.
There was a £3 one, wasn't there?
Correct.
Yeah.
A middle range wig is, let me see what it was.
Because I've got £11.
£3. Yeah, an average wig.
Oh, you have 11 pounds.
I have 11 pounds.
Dang.
I'm the mom.
Damn, Mom.
It's like, mom, why is this wig? Why is this wig, mom?
Well,
I got
mean,
a
I
pound,
could,
Mom.
I could
Man.
buy us 2 wigs, but I don't know like how much money we're meant to spend and how easy it is to get money.
Wigs
but
for everyone.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Well,
Wigs all around.
Well, if we have the money to buy at least a good wig, why don't we just buy one wig for the kid? We have at least one wig.
Oh, no, you misunderstand me. I mean for one of us to pretend to be Mary. So if they attempt to take her during our activities, at least they take one of us and not the child.
Well, I'd like to think that I look very young, but I'm not sure I look late teens. So I would say you're probably better off doing that.
That's
right.
what I was about to say, Cersei. You really you sure about this?
Of course. We're
All right,
with the job is to keep the child safe, so we'll keep her safe.
All right.
Plus,
if,
it hides your
yeah.
hair, so I think that's good.
All right.
That is
We'll get you an average one.
added- Mhm.
So
Just
you
dark. Dark
so are you
dark one.
looking around for a dark colored average wig?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about a perception check for whoever's looking?
Question. for the
Awareness too. would be fine.
For the historian.
Yes.
Because I credit my success, my scrutinize of Philip.
Yeah.
Would that mean would I be able to provide a little bit more assistance to looking for the wig
Oh,
to
I-
increase the percentage?
You're trying to like say if her sister's hair color is anything the same.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I would. So we can add 10% then.
I
So
I
you-
rolled a 24, so I rolled under anyway. Because I have a 52 I had
Nice.
to beat.
Nice.
Yeah,
You
no, I rolled a 79. Nope.
Saoirse is looking at one wig that kind of has like these dark auburn, sort of chestnut tresses, and she's looking at it, and the proprietor comes from the background and says, "Oh no, dear. Why would you want to cover up such beautiful red hair such as yours? I'm going after this. I'm going to go tell all my friends. You should have seen these two red-haired ladies who came into my shop."
We would appreciate if you wouldn't
If-
embarrass us so.
I get
It
very
is-
jealous.
Well, and it is a shame against God to be so prideful of one's appearance.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah,
Yes,
we want to
very-
humble
that's
ourselves
true.
more, so we want to change the beauty of this hair into something a little more drab and darker. Just to...
And as you say that, you notice a wig that has a color that sort of matches the color of Philippa's hair, and you sort of lock eyes with Ezekiel to see if he agrees, and he does. He's like, "Yeah, that was her hair color." And he says, "Oh, this one. This is just an average one. It's only £3. Certainly, I can interest you in something else. Yes."
I mean, again, we don't want to be vain, so we just want to go for something that's like, just humble in front of God. So,
All right.
This
Ah,
is
very
nice.
well. Very well. And he sort of wanders away behind the counter. You hear him muttering about like the religious types. And he goes and he goes on behind the counter, and you buy this wig that is £3. So go ahead and make sure you note that. And
It's
you
a
have
dark wig, yes?
dark.
yeah,
I'll be-
we're going for a
I'll be
dark
right back.
wig.
Dark
I was literally thinking, if in the
serious.
break, are we get, are we buying just one? Do I get one?
Hold
as
on, hold on. We're
well?
about to go on break. We're about to go on break, Sid.
Yeah, is it come back, Sid? We can do this on the break.
Wig emergency.
Okay,
And so
it comes at
you
8.
set off with this wig in tow to find your way towards Beacon Hill, where you should find the Pullman House. And I figure because we need a wig exchange, this is as good of a time as any to take our halfway break. We will come back in about 8 minutes. We'll come back at 1:30 and find out what happens when you reach the Pullman House. Everybody in chat, we appreciate you. We see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for visiting us on our debut of Flames of Freedom Boston Besieged with this fantastic cast. Stick around. We will be back in just a few. Bye. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We are back with more Flames of Freedom Boston Besieged on InfiniteRP with our chameleon cast members who change wigs in the middle of streams because their characters find wigs. What? When you play role-playing games at home, you don't have a closet full of wigs that you go and raid when you cast Disguise Person or something?
You know, I said to myself, Wally, I says, you know what's gonna happen when you got like two people who are professional actors in their spare time on the stream? It means that if there's ever a situation where they gotta change wigs, there will be a wig change or a costume change because they are well trained in doing it under a minute. That being said, our cast looks fantastic.
It does. It does. And I love that we found a wig shop. And so, for those of you who are just joining us, we're playing Flames of Freedom. It's a D100 zweihander Grim and Perilous system set in the Revolutionary War, plus spookiness. And we are in the middle of Boston during the British occupation of 1776. And our group, our little ragtag bunch of rebel heroes, are on their way to Beacon Hill to the home of Mary Pullman to escort her to safety at a ship. And so that is where we are. And when we last left them, they just bought wigs to mask their bright red hair and maybe look a little bit more like Mary for a little bit of a, what do you call the thing where you have like the ball and cup, not ball and cup, because that's this, where you just throw in the cup. You know what I mean? Like the shells, right?
Three card Monty or
Sure,
shell game?
yeah, exactly. The shell game.
Well,
It's
shell
a
game.
shell game. You guys are doing a shell game. If you have two people who with dark hair now, and if you look anything like Mary, so you find your way to Beacon Hill. Beacon Hill is a nicer area of Boston, larger homes, and as you make your way up to this house, which belongs to the Pullman family, you can see that this is among the nicer homes. It's a grand house, which in the mid 1700s means like it has 2 floors and like windows, right? So it's
Whole second
whoa, right? You approach it, and from where you are, it's 15 George Street, for those of you who are interested. It is one of the nicer properties on Beacon Hill, and it gives you a view of the Charles River and the city of Boston. So you're outside this big old house. There are candles burning inside. And how do you approach the Pullman house?
Walking up to the Pullman house with the crew, just like, oh, damn, they got a second floor. Shit, these guys are loaded.
Do you think that's real glass?
Has to be real glass. Has to be. I mean, they got money. They have money for a whole second floor, and are those is that 2 steps going up to the front door? Wow, they're rich.
There are indeed 2 steps. I won't even make you roll a check to count the steps. There are 2. And wow.
Let's do this.
It looks like they have like flowers in front of their house for no other reason than just to have flowers out there.
Plucks a flower, takes a sniff.
Do they eat them?
No, they don't eat the.
Well, why else would you grow them in your yard?
I don't know. Probably like
They look
decoration.
adorable. Why would you not?
I mean, they're lovely, but they don't seem to serve much of a purpose.
I mean,
They
that
look
could be said for a lot of
adorable.
things. I mean, that could be said for a lot of things, that they're gorgeous and don't serve a purpose. But
You're all having this conversation outside this house, and you look up and you see that through one of the first floor windows. That was great. Through one of the first floor windows, there is a man standing there, sort of like looking at you with one of his eyebrows raised, like trying to figure out what you're doing.
Hold up the letter. I'll turn it around toward the wax seal side.
You see a look of dawning comprehension, and then footsteps, and the front door of this house swings open. He says, "Can I help you?"
would you be Thomas?
Yes, I am Thomas. Please, and he sort of does a quick look around the yard, up and down. He says, "How about a scrutinize check? That'd be fun here.
Ooh, yeah.
Figure out what he's looking for."
I'm pretty good at that.
Me too. Ooh, that's an 11.
That's a 40 for me. That's 40. So, but you got
Nice.
11. That's even better.
That's a critical success for sure. Ezekiel, you figure he's looking for threats, right, or something like that. But Saoirse, you see, like fear in his eyes. Like he's looking for something very specific, and it's curious behavior. Like he's almost like he's expecting to see something. And he sort of ushers you all inside the house. Inside, it's outside's lovely. There's flowers, for crying out loud.
That you can't
Inside,
eat? What the
there
hell?
is a lot of furniture that is covered in sheets. It's musty in here. The floors are fabric, like it's clean. Obviously, Thomas has been doing his job, but it feels unused. Like it feels like depressing, right? Like whoever owns this house has been away for a long time, and they're kind of waiting for them to come back.
Well, you obviously know why we're here, and like he heads inside and does the head on the swivel, look behind him, make sure they followed in or anything, like didn't anyone spotted them. Closes the door behind us. Right. Well, you know why we're here because of the letter we just showed you.
I'll hand him the letter.
Yes, he opens the seal and looks at it and he says, "All right, very good. It's a little bit sad to be saying goodbye to Miss Mary, but I suppose that will only leave me here to attend to the house. Please, can I get you anything to eat or drink? Mary is not home as of yet, but she should be home shortly."
Where is she?
She is out and about, doing her business. She is what is a nice way of saying that she's stubborn? She's strong-willed, the girl.
He looks over at Cersei. Yeah, that she's stubborn, strong-willed, doesn't really focus on anything around her unless, you guide her in the right direction. Kind of bullheaded. Doesn't shut up sometimes, but, they're great to have around.
Sound like you met her.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost as if I know her already.
No, please, go on.
Oh, I could go on. Do you want me to go on? I could keep going.
Please, I mean, you're on a roll already.
Well, let's see. What else is there else to say about you? I mean, besides the fact that you like.
Oh, so you're admitting it is about me?
Oh, I am. No, I'm going to admit it that it is about you. I'm saying is that you, of course, you like to hold over the fact that you have.
Would love some food. if
How
you
about
had
some tea? I'll get some. We have tea.
Would
And
be
she's
great.
like, scampers off, and he's like, "We might have something for dinner as well.
Right.
Just getting around to that time if you'd like some food."
Oh, that'd be great. I mean, I
Just
worked
not
off
too much in case we have to run suddenly, because I don't do well with that.
Who does?
Yeah.
That's relatable. He goes off to fetch
Relatable.
some tea. He goes off to fetch some tea and leaves all of you in this musty house, sort of looking around. And there's not a lot of furniture here, but again, it's all covered up. It is, anything you want to do or talk about, or any conflicts, inter-party conflicts you want to resolve while he's out of the room.
No, I don't really think there's a need.
There's
so
nothing to be said right here at all. No.
Saoirse will just go ahead and take a seat and say, well, we can get a look at Mary's appearance when she arrives and explain to her the situation, that it is for her safety.
I'm sorry. You said that and you were fixing your earbud, and I thought it looked like you were like taking off your earrings. Like you're about to like fight. Sorry, 1 second.
Come Come on. No. Amazing.
Ezekiel like sits in a chair next to Cersei and like leans back and pops his feet up onto the table. It's like, honestly, I'm just trying to figure out the best way we can go from here down to the docks without getting noticed. I mean,
Saoirse pointedly stands, moves across the room, sits down, pulls her book out. Yes, well, I'm sure we can manage, especially with a local with us. Seems like she's out and about town right now, so she might know where to go.
that, and that's also I was going to say before I was rudely interrupted.
Could you quiet down, please? I am trying to read.
I was going to say that we also have someone like me who knows how to go up and down the roadways without being seen.
Then please make yourself useful during this time.
Around this time, Thomas returns. And he has a serving tray with tea on it, and he sort of stops by that table where Ezekiel has his feet up and pauses and like looks at the table. Looks at Ezekiel.
I'm sorry.
And he puts it down on the table.
I move my feet to the side.
He says, "You are talking about finding your way through town."
Well,
yes, sir.
Yeah, if you know the whole likelihood of what we have to do, which is trying to figure out the best way to get from point A to point B without drawing a lot of attention to us. And we kind of have a bit of a bad luck that we did draw too much attention to us earlier already.
Oh, yes. Well, attention from the loyalists is something that is not in short supply at the moment. They are always watching, if you know what I mean.
Is that what concerned you when we entered the house?
Oh, you saw that? Oh,
you did look rather concerned, Thomas.
Well, we've had some issues. About a month back, I was tending to the flowers in the front, and I saw a strange man standing outside, muttering to himself, off in the distance, watching the house. And then, not long after that, only a few weeks later, they attempted to kidnap Miss Mary while she was on her way to church.
Front of the street.
Mary kicked him in the genitals.
Oh, I like Mary.
I do as well.
This was a very successful escape.
I beg your pardon, if an attempt on Mary's free will has already occurred, why is she still about town? Does she have someone with her? Is she alone?
Well, as I said earlier, she is strong of will. And I
and
tried to stop her from
apparently.
wandering. And of foot. Yes. And
she's not going to want to come with us, is she?
Well, I do believe she's eager to get out of Boston and has only been waiting for the opportunity.
Okay.
You may be surprised. She is not a cruel girl. She is not unreasonable, only stubborn like her father. Anyways, we want to get her out of here before this harm, whatever it is that is rumored of, may befall her.
Well, strong, capable woman like her, I'm certain she'll be fine in the street. But trust us, don't worry. We will do our best to make sure she gets to the dock safely.
It says on the letter that she needs to be there at 1 o'clock in the morning.
That is what we were informed of by Philippa as well.
Yeah.
Suppose there will still be some patrols out at that time. What do you have in mind?
Using my experience as a lawbreaker, would I in like Boston is a pretty big city, and like I've been in big cities before.
Sure.
Could I like apply knowledge that I had from other cities I've been in and kind of like say, hey, maybe I know what are the normal like schedules of guards going through the city at like late night?
So schedules of guards, I mean, there are some similarities across larger metropolitan areas or whatever, right? But in order to sort of apply that to this situation, I'd let you spend one of your coins. If you want to trade that in for information about what would be a best time to leave the house.
You know what? I'm gonna do it.
Do
I'm gonna
it.
use
Oh,
a
we've
coin.
got
I'm
them
gonna
to
use a
spend them.
coin. Yeah, I'm gonna use a
Excellent.
coin to tap into that good thief knowledge.
That is good thief knowledge. You know that in general, in any sort of occupied city, so a city that has a strong military presence, like you probably been. Well, I mean, Trenton is not that big of a city, but you've been to say Philadelphia or something like that, where all of the patrols will switch off at midnight, right? And it's not that the streets are ever empty. There's always a patrol around, something like that. But if you were to leave around midnight, the chances of you running into a patrol would be maybe cut in half, something like that.
Okay. I stand up and I kind of relay that info group. I relay this info to the group. Well, we got to be there by 1 a.m. Usually, a lot of the patrols they end at 12. Well, they don't end. It's just they reduce the amount of patrolmen. They'd like to have a bunch on reserve in case anything goes down late night. So, if we leave at 12, we plan this just right, we can make it down there without getting spotted. The most we can get spotted by is at least one gun guard, and we can easily just fool him.
Would it behoove us then, before the patrols are out in strength, perhaps before dark, to relocate somewhere closer to the docks? And then leave that location at midnight?
It would benefit us.
Thomas, do you know of any inns, social clubs, somewhere that would be open at that hour?
Thomas looks at you and he says, "Social. I'm a butler, ma'am. I don't socialize that much."
But you are a local of this town. You must go around, know of a location, even if you've never been yourself.
Yeah, Thomas, man about the town, you probably know the place in and out to get a good luck. Thomas.
Oh,
Thomas.
He blushes.
You probably in your Thomas. You know, in your younger days, I know you were probably up to it, weren't you, Tommy? Come on.
Well, that is trying to think. Gosh. Okay, so this is the trouble with being a responsible GM / historian is that I just want to make the biggest like joke answer possible. You know what I mean? We're just like the most off the wall. Well, there is the Feather Bowling Club I like to go to. You know what I mean? That is what he says. He says, yes, Featherpin Bowling Club. And he gives you this place that is just maybe a few blocks away from the dock. He says, but before you go there, I suppose you'll need your package, your Miss Mary.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you have any idea when she's gonna come back? Does she usually frequent somewhere specific? Maybe we can even meet her somewhere.
He says, well, young girls, you know, and he does not look at Saoirse with meaning in his eyes. He says, you know how girls are. They come and go as they please, and especially when they are of such an age where young men take their fancy, she could come back at any time.
She does realize that she is leaving this evening, does she not?
She does. I do not believe that the young person's mental capacities are reached their full fruition until, say, mid-20s or something like that. And I don't wish to speak ill of her, especially with her leaving. But she does whatever the fuck she wants.
Yes. Right. Do we would we have knowledge of where a young teenage girl who maybe
is there a colonial
nightclub?
mall?
Yeah.
Where do the hip young
where is the Revolutionary War Claire's is basically where we're at.
Where do the hip young revolutionarials hang out?
Did you just try to combine the word revolutionary and millennial?
I tried my best.
Revolutionary
I
old.
thought you
Wait,
did a very good job, to be
wait!
honest.
I know centennials. Aha!
Ooh,
Hey!
there you go. There you go. Let's see here. No, you don't know where that. I mean, she could be anywhere. I
Because
mean,
we don't
this is
have Finn,
ridiculous. But
that's
she could
why.
be
All right,
anywhere.
maybe not a Claire's. Maybe not a Claire's. Colonial Hot Topic. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah?
Colonial Hot Tub. No, she's not.
Yeah?
Like that. No, that's not.
Oh,
her
no. Okay.
No.
Not her.
So
jam.
what
Got it, got it,
time
got
kinda
is
more
it now
mainstream.
again? Like where we are? What time is it?
It's getting around to 5 p.m. Sun's starting to go down, and he says she should be home soon enough. Let us prepare some dinner. Do you like eel pie? We have-
Nessa's like,
Oh, okay,
"Ooh,
maybe
looks
not.
excited,"
Um,
and
I
then
put my
kind of
hand on
like-
Dessa's shoulder, like,
We could have a fried oyster, or Oh, I'm sorry, we're all out of. And his face falls just a little bit. He says, "We had some chicken, but we can't afford to keep it in stock. We only have cheap meats. Would you like some lobster?"
Well, it's a meal. Absolutely, we
Suppose.
can't turn down a
I'm
free
so
meal.
sorry to have guests and to only have lobster to serve.
I
them.
mean, if that's all you have is just, I mean, if that's all you have just for each one of us, our own lobsters, I suppose.
I'm sorry,
It's time
Sid,
for-
who was born in Boston, is like fried oysters, lobster. Oh, I'm so
I know,
hungry.
right? I was
And back in
so I was
character.
so
I
it's
apologize.
it's history facts time with Justin. I was looking up like typical foods, right? And in the 1700s, chicken and beef were for rich people,
Yeah,
right? And like the poor people ate lobsters because who would eat lobster?
it's
I
a
mean,
it's
I
a
personally
sea
don't like
bug.
lobster all that
It
much.
is.
I don't quite
Who's a
understand
sea
why it's
roach?
so nice.
Who's
but,
eating
yeah.
an ocean
So
roach?
good.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. So he cooks up a hot batch of red ocean roaches. Some butter, some lemon, some chives, a little bit of garlic butter.
Stop it, Doc. Stop it. It's so good. I'm so hungry.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh!
Hey,
I'm so hungry.
he walks behind each of you and ties a funny little bib around your neck.
I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
And he said,
My body is ready.
just very apologetically, "Again, I'm so sorry."
Thomas, please, we appreciate everything you're doing for us and for your young mistress.
It's rare we get to have such hospitality like this, you know, especially from someone in such a stature in society.
Yeah. It's very kind of you, even if I don't believe it. Yes, please enjoy. And just about at that time, you're like digging into your lobster. I think like I just picture you in bibs now, and all of you have like a lobster like cracked in half, right? You like twist the tape, got it off, right? And things are going great. And the front door opens, and in walks a young lady with dark hair, framing a pretty face. She is wearing a coat that is obviously too large for her, and perhaps does not belong to her. And yes, her hair is not too far off from the wigs that you have on. And she says, "I'm back. Was it Revolutionary Hot Topic?"
Called it.
She says, "I was just at the market, buying My Chemical Romance Bard t-shirts, and I'm
We've killed Wally.
we have
Oh no, because I'm just picturing her with a t-shirt that says "Rare is dinosaur for fuck the British."
I'd like to take a moment here to let everyone know that we're all speaking from a revolutionary context, and we realize that our friend Kate is from England, and we're not talking about
No.
her
No.
or contemporary
No.
British people
No.
or anything. We love her very
No.
much.
We love you.
But yes, that is what the T-shirt would say.
Amazing.
So she sort of comes in. She says, "Hello, Thomas." Oh, and she looks at all of you. She says, "Well, these to be my escorts to the wharf."
Yeah, that'll be us. We'll be making sure you
she-
get from, well, where we were planning to leave from, then right to the wharf. It'll be just like that.
Very good. And she walks like straight up to you and gives each of you a firm handshake and looks you in the eye. And she says, very well. And she takes off this jacket, again, that is far too large for her. And she says, I had better finish packing my bag. I don't have much, so you don't need to worry about that. Please finish your dinner, and I'll return in a moment. And she shovels off upstairs. Oh, I'm sorry, she says. What are your names? You give her her names. Your names. She gives you hers. Introduce each other. And she runs off upstairs to finish packing. And you have your lobsters. You know.
Nessa, would you mind keeping an eye on her? I just trying not to catch Thomas's ear. I have a sneaking suspicion that coat may belong to a suitor, and I don't want her running off on us.
I'm very happy to do that. I'm just wondering, actually, if maybe you'd be better at this because you're closer to her age. Because I'm just going to seem like a parent who's trying to stop her from doing something. And you go talk to her like, you understand, and then you can kind of get the gossip a bit better.
I'm sorry, I didn't
Well,
mean to, I didn't mean to laugh at that. No, go on. No,
Stop it, you. Stop being mean. She's a reader, and that's a very good and interesting thing to do, and people love it.
She is, and I agree, she's very well read and intelligent.
And so is the other lady. They're perfect. You go talk to her
yeah,
about books.
I'm certain. Yeah, I'm certain. Talk to her about books. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eat your lobster. And stop being quite so messy with it. What are you doing? It's all over your bib.
That's what the bib is for. That's what the bib is for. The bib is there for a purpose, so you can get all up in it. He cracks it in half. It's just delicious, good lobster, guys.
Saoirse has finished 2 entire lobster at this point. Has nothing on the bib at all.
Hope you don't have to run anywhere. Yeah.
She didn't even crack the claw. How did she do that?
She just sucked it out of there.
It's incredible.
It's incredible.
She just dabs the corners of each side of her mouth and puts everything
Thomas
down. And
whisks your plate away. So the rest of you just finishing. Did you want to go upstairs and speak
I
to her?
think I might just head on upstairs and speak to her and give her our plan.
You make your way up the winding staircase and come to a room. You look in each room a little bit, and the doors are generally open. You see everything covered in dust, everything covered in cloth, blah, 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 blah. And finally, you reach this door that is closed at the end of the hallway, and you figure that must be her room.
Knock softly.
Who? Hello? Who is it?
It's Saoirse from downstairs.
I'll be done in a moment.
Well, may I come in? I could assist you with your packing.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
You seem distressed. Are you all right?
Do you want to roll a scrutinize check?
Yes, I would. That's a 7.
Dang, dude. You guys are rolling hot tonight. I'm gonna have to raise these difficulty checks a little bit. But it's hot time in Boston with these ocean insect bugs things. And you get the sense that she wants you to go away because she's doing something she should not be doing. No, no, thank you. I'll be right down. I promise.
I'll just wait right here for you.
Oh, okay. And you hear a sound coming out of the room that sounds like wood creaking against wood, like something sliding.
Open the door.
And you see her with one leg out of a window.
Yeah.
And there is a tree growing right next to one of these fancy pants windows that they had, and she is trying to climb out to get into this tree. And she sort of looks at you with big, wide eyes, and she says, You're not, this is my room.
Get
You
inside.
get. And how about? Oh, I'd like you to roll for that because she's tough.
Okay.
She's a tough lady. How about what would that be?
What would that be?
It's kind of like it's not charm, right? Guile, maybe.
Guile? Okay. I don't know if I have anything in Guile, but
I think
my fellowship's
either
okay.
guile or leadership.
I don't have anything in either.
Okay.
Okay, that's okay. But my fellowship's okay. So, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, my fellowship is a 49. I rolled a 49.
That's a success. Great. Super great. And she's sort of like that meeting that, that level means that there's like a little bit of a pause. She's sort of like sheepishly drops her eyes and comes back inside, and she's like, I was hoping to see a friend of mine before we left, and I didn't get a chance to see him yet, and so I was just going to run out for just a moment.
Is that the same friend whose coat you were wearing when you came inside today?
Yes.
I see. Where were you planning to meet this friend?
Well, I don't. I mean, Philadelphia's so far away.
I understand. Where is this friend planning to meet you?
There's a tree that sort of we meet sometimes late at night. But I do know it's important for me to leave. I don't wish to put that in jeopardy. But you don't know what it's like. I mean, it's to be so lonely in this house with nothing here, and it's like she's saying these things to you. You're watching, and from behind, you see two arms reach out from the shadows of the tree branch and grab her around the waist.
Look out! No! Can I try to grab her and throw on the floor before they do?
Well, let's go into initiative order.
Oh shit!
And we'll see what happens as someone is trying to pull her out of the window. So I am going to change the music. One nice thing about, one among many nice things in Flames of Freedom for all of you at home to know is that we roll our initiative at the beginning of the session
right.
before we started. So there's nothing to roll. We've already got it all rolled up. I've got everyone's initiative orders right here, and I just have to roll them let's roll one for her, Let's see what she's going to do, because she's got agency.
Yes,
Mary can do her own thing.
Mary can do her own thing.
She can do her own thing.
She's a strong, independent woman.
Yeah.
Strong, independent, revolutionary woman.
Yeah, she didn't roll great, but yeah. But she didn't roll that bad. She could have done worse. And then let me roll up for these other fools who are trying to pull her out the window. Where's my other one? Oh, I gotta get it. I'm a mess. Where's my other die? There it is. Ooh. Okay. You are first up to go, Saoirse, as these two arms that seem to be wrapped in a cloak reach out to grab her and try to pull her onto the tree branch.
Okay. May I grab her instead and toss her to the other end of the room by the door?
Sure. You can try and pull her away. How about a coordination check to see if you can just sort of switch places with her and pull her away from the window?
Ooh, that's not gonna be great, but I'll give it a shot. Oh boy.
Coordination, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a 17!
Jeez!
Hey!
This
Mwah.
coming from
Mwah.
This coming from the person who walks and reads a book at the same time.
Yeah!
And all right, cool. I'm just bringing up my stuff here. I'm gonna see what that would be. That would be a maneuver thing. So that's 2 of your action points, I'd say.
Okay.
We use an action point system here in Flames of Freedom for folks at home. So everyone starts combat each round with 3 action points. You can bank that other extra action point to sort of use for a defensive thing, or you can use it to try and attack this dude. or whatever you want to do. But I
What
mean,
is
yelling is a
drawing
free
weapon?
action.
Yeah, I was going to say, what is
Um,
drawing a weapon?
So to draw your weapon would be I don't see it here, and I don't think it's an action point. Loading your weapon is an action point.
It's always loaded.
Yeah, certain weapons don't have that ability. You don't need to use an action point.
Yeah, I think you can just pull it out. I think that's okay. We don't need an action point for that. And you still have 1 point left to either spend or bank up right now.
Then if I may do it as a free action, then I will have her draw her weapon and yell, "A little help up here!"
Nice. Yeah, that is a free action. Yep. And you still have 1 action point left over. And it's Mary's turn then. And she is going to sort of oh, I know what she'll do. This is for my friend Anna. I don't know if Anna's still in chat, but so we were part of the playtesters for this game, and Anna, of course, worked on it as one of the editors. And so one of the favorite things was when we were playtesting is we did this move during the playtest that we just ended up doing over and over because we're children, and it's a rough and tumble action called Below the Belt. And so basically, he's got 1 leg in the room. And so she's going to run up and try to punch him between the legs. So I'm going to make an athletics or guile check with her. Let's see what she's better at. She is better with... Well, she doesn't have either of those things. So let's say guile, because she's got a 45 fellowship. And she rolls a 65. So she fails. And so it tries to punch this guy, and he just sort of like pushes her hand aside, and she's going to draw back and run towards the door and take your lead. She's going to bank those extra 2 action points she had and just sort of yell, saying, "Help, there's men intruding!" And at that moment, downstairs, the front door bursts open, and 2 more people run in. They don't look like they belong here, nor are they welcome here. It is Nessa's turn, and then it will be Ezekiel's.
Right. So people have come in the front door.
Mm-hmm.
I will head towards the front door.
Okay.
I think, and let's see what happens next. But
It's worth noting they're both holding pistols.
Okay. So there's 2 of them that run in the front door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of them appears to be male, and one of them looks like a woman. Both of them have cloaks up over their heads.
Okay. Let's see. Can I do this a nice prep thing? I will try to remember all the things I can. There's so many options. It's great. I can do a take aim, right?
Nice. Yes, you certainly can.
So I can spend 1 or 2 action points.
Mm-hmm. Take aim. It changes how much easier the check is for you. So you can either spend 1 action point to get 10% to your base chance for shooting, or 2 action points to get 20% to make it even easier.
Out of interest, do I have any idea? I'm guessing this mid thing. Do I have any idea if they've come in and stopped, or if they're running straight up the stairs? Like if I paused, are they gonna run past me? Do we think?
It appears like they've come in and they're surveying the area. You can draw conclusions as to why they're here.
Yes.
Like they want to get the girl and get out. So whatever you need to do to stop them from doing that.
Right. And I'm not gonna do that if that's okay. I'm gonna just run straight in there and do an eye gouge.
Yes. Nice. So you're gonna run
Because-
right up to one of them, poking him in the
Yeah,
eye.
because there's two of us downstairs. We've just been eating, and maybe we can take these two out. So rather than let them think, so I don't want to take my time. Actually, I'm just gonna pelt it straight out one, make a guile test. 'Cause
Okay.
that one I've actually got a dot in. So I spend 1 AP to do that,
Okay.
and then I will do a guile test, which should be a if it's sort of on the zero, it's 48 for fellowship. I got guile, so that's 58. I got to roll
Nice.
under. Let's see. Please be kind to me. 7.
Oh, very good.
I'm good at gouging eyes, clearly.
You are, apparently you found your calling. You run up and just poke this guy or this girl, whichever one you choose, right in the eye.
Yeah.
And they need to resist awareness, so they need to make an awareness check to see if they can duck out of the way. They get a chance
Yeah.
to dodge it.
Yes.
So
See if
let's
I
do that.
disorientate them or not.
Their awareness is a 50, so it's just it's a coin flip here.
Ooh.
That's a 63 as a failure.
Yes.
So he is disoriented for a round, and that means that it takes an extra AP for him to resist something.
Yes.
For reactions.
To react, yeah.
Okay, so he's just ah. He seems surprised by being poked in the eye by a short woman,
Funny.
a hobbit. Yeah. But he's shocked. You still have 2 action points left if you want to do anything else.
Do
Now keep in mind, he has to spend extra on his reactions. So I mean, if you want to do something, it's easier to hit now that he's blinded. Gouge.
Could I? Yeah. So probably because my thinking is that if I could potentially just add a knockdown to that, because my thinking was I was gonna like almost rugby tackle them anyway. So
Sure.
so
You can
I'll-
absolutely do a
I'll-
knockdown.
I'll do the rough and tumble. I'll do a knockdown, make an athletics or coordination. Let's see.
Okay.
What's my better thing? Athletics or coordination? Oh well, brawn is. I'm better with brawn. I think because I'm stout. I'm a stout hobbit.
There you go.
So yeah, we'll do athletics. So that's a 46 on brawn. Come on. 44. A critical.
Oh my gosh, so good. That is a critical knockdown. And so what we're going to do in that case is he is critically knocked down, and we're going to say that he hits his head and he is unconscious. So he basically, like the combination of being poked in the eye and then pushed backwards makes him fall over and like crack his head on the wall. And it's the second time someone's cracked their head on a wall today, and just sort of like it passes out. You still have 1 AP left if you want to do anything else. You could kill him for free if you want. But will you?
I mean, we killed the other. I mean.
I mean,
yeah,
it was an accident that we killed it. We didn't really do
I
it. It
hit
was
a little too hard, and then just
it was
the
circumstances.
next step was not intentional at all.
It was pure circumstantial. It's not our fault that they died.
Tell Thomas to tie him up.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm trying to figure out. I mean, are we cold-blooded murderers? I can't quite. I don't
a
know.
good
I haven't
question.
thought about my character enough.
I'll tell you what, whichever you choose, you're going to get a conflict point after this.
I think because I mean she wants to stop him, but I don't know whether she wants to just like outright murder him. At least in this moment, there is another person with a gun standing right there. So I'm actually gonna try and see if there's something I can do. Is there anything like I kind of want to? I want to almost sweep the leg of the other person, but I'm not
You want to
sure
try
if
and knock
I've
down the
got-
other one? That would be another knockdown.
Yeah, I guess so. I want to try and knock. What are you trying to say? Something?
Sweep the leg.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm just not thinking the other person's there. I'm like, she. I just
No
sort of
failure in
bumps
this
my way
dojo.
into like knocking down the other one. Let's give it a go. Why not?
All right, give me a attempt at a knockdown.
Okay. And that was the 46 I needed to beat, right? Let's see if my luck is holding out. Oh, that's a 53. That's not gonna do it.
I see 2 coins in your pocket and 2 in mine, which reset every game.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. They do. Go on. Sorry. I'll steal it. I'll steal it and see. So I re-roll. It's just a re-roll, right? Please be good.
Yeah.
37.
There you go.
That did it, right? Yes. 'Cause
That
was
does it.
athletic.
That does. That is a successful, rough and tumble knockdown.
No stitch this time.
They have to resist. He gets to try and resist
Oh, they
coordination.
do. Yes.
The first one was a critical success, so that's one thing. But this guy is not critical success, so let's see if he can resist with a coordination check. That is a success. So
Okay.
you try to sweep the
Try.
leg, and he leaps over it, like a ninja turtle. And yep, just like a ninja turtle. And I called that guy Donatello.
Is gonna
I'm
ask.
right now in my notes. And that is the end of their turn. Wally, I know I said you were next, but I forgot they're next. They go
Oh.
between Kate and
Or-
you. Indeed. So, this dude who just leapt over, I guess, your spin sweep the leg kick, is going to what's he gonna do? He is going to pull out, take his flintlock pistol, and he is going to. You're too close, right? You're engaged with him. You're right up on there. So he's going to take aim at Ezekiel. He jumps over and then he aims past your head, like right next to your ear. And he is going to fire on Ezekiel before anything happens. So let me see here for the shooting. This is a fire through cover because you're giving him partial cover. So low cover. So we'll call it, say this takes 2 of his action points to fire like this. And this is a flintlock. So that means that with a flintlock, it is combat bonus damage. So there's a simple ranged. Oh, so many notes, Justin. So many notes. And let's see how he does. 10. He critically fails.
Ho ho!
So I am going to spend a coin to re-roll that. Goes back over to you. It's now 2 and 2 again. He rolled a 55. I'm looking for below a 50 here. And he rolled a 55. Let's try again. A 21. And so that is going to be a successful hit. You're going to take Wally. He plugs you with his bullet, and he is going to give you 8 points. 8 points of damage. And so what we do with Flames of Freedom, everybody at home, is that we have damage thresholds. So does that pass your first damage threshold, Wally?
My threshold is determination plus BB.
Oh, that's your damage threshold. Yeah.
3 plus determination. Where's that determination stat?
Wait, your damage threshold, determination. It should be at the top. You should have 2 determination points.
Yes, I have 2. So that would be 5 is my damage threshold.
Okay, so he surpasses your first damage threshold, not your second, and it gives you moves you down to the hurt condition.
Got it.
On the damage condition track. And then he has 1 point left. He's going to save. Upstairs, the guy in the window is going to climb the rest of the way in, and he is going to charge at Mary, spending.
Could I react since I didn't spend my last one?
Sure, you can. What would you like to do?
What can I do here?
So he's looks like he's trying to charge past you and tackle Mary. He has a knife in his hand as well.
Oh, lovely.
Even just like a defend or an no, not an assist. A defend would be a good one, because that would mean basically you sort of like knock him off course. You could try to knock him down, and if you want to try that, or you could put him in a chokehold or hit him.
He's
hit him
climbing
again.
through the window.
He is.
What would it be to like straight up Mufasa this asshole? Like get him off and let him drop down off the
Bop his fingers.
windowsill.
Okay.
Chop his fingers, make him fall.
Gotcha. He's climbing through the window. We said he has one leg in.
Okay.
If you would like to shove him out of the window,
if not, that's totally cool. That's just
No,
that's the first place
I'm
where
just-
my mind went. Was
I'm
to
just trying to think. It's just try to
knock him
push him out the window. I would say that's a knockdown, basically.
A knockdown.
And this would have like a bonus success if you can do it very well. I will say it's a knockdown, but it is a -20 in difficulty.
Ooh.
So it would be either athletics or coordination at a -20.
Oh God. Okay.
Because he's like straddling this window, right?
Yeah. Or do I just straight up just try to fucking shoot him?
Yeah.
I'll defend.
Okay.
I'll defend. Yeah.
Cool. So you're just gonna try to like keep him from charging at her
Yes.
and sort of like just knock him off course. Okay.
Yes.
For defend, that is either combat or coordination. I'd say coordination in this because, well, unless no, either one is fine. Whichever you'd like.
I'll do coordination.
Okay.
Nope. Nah, that's a 61. Nope. Nope.
Yeah, no. You try to like shove him off, but he just barrels past you, and he keeps on running toward Mary, and he tries to with his charge. He is going to try and put her in a chokehold. So he's going to make an athletics check, and she has to resist using athletics. So it's athletics versus athletics. Ooh, that's a failure. He tries to like get her around, and she's like no, and she just like pushes his arm away, and then he's going to bank his third point. Wally, it's finally your turn, and then we're back to the top with Saoirse again.
Okay, so this guy is downstairs with us down here,
Right.
With a flintlock pistol, right?
And he just shot you, and his flintlock
He
pistol he
just
fired. He has not reloaded it.
Oh, he like, and it's a flintlock. I would know that a flintlock needs that reload, like that good reload moment, right?
Yep, and he just doesn't have time to do it either.
And I look at that, I'm like, boy, it's a shame you don't have a pistol that doesn't need reloading. Oh, right, I do. And I pull out my double-barreled pistol, and I just fired right back at him.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so that is, let's see, look at my double-barrel pistol stat. Load is special, which is also needed. My distance is 1 plus PV, so my damage is CB. So that means I'm rolling 100. And what is my ranged stuff?
Wally.
Yeah.
Murder.
I'm a murder. So that is 50. I have to get under. Wow, I have 50%. I gotta get under. All right. Oh. I got a 3.
Whoa, that's real good. Okay, roll me some beautiful bean damage.
Okay, so the damage. Now, how do I do damage again?
So it would be 1d6 plus whatever the damage die is, probably combat.
Yes, it is CB, yes.
Okay, so your CB plus 1d6. This is a
Okay.
black powder weapon, right?
Yep. And
So if you roll a
because
6, you roll a 6 again. It explodes with more damage.
okay, and also because I have treacherous. My trait treacherous, this allows me the first time I shoot someone, I get to add another fury dice along with it. So I'm rolling
nice.
2d6.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is black powder. It explodes on a 1 or a 6.
Okay. That is 6 points in total.
Excellent. So that surpasses his first
Oh
threshold.
wait, that's 6 plus. I forgot to add my CB.
Ooh.
That is 10 points in total.
Ooh, almost 2, but just 1. Just 1. He is injured, so you're trading blows back and forth with him. Do you have any points left that you want to
I
use?
have 2 more points I left to use.
Okay.
Because I fired with my let me just double check something. Fired with a ranged weapon that's 1 AP. Yes, it is. Okay, so would it be? I would like to pull out my second pistol.
Yes.
And then, like, as soon as I fire the first, I just pull out the second one. I just whip it and I just fire the second one right at them. Oh, that is a 51. No.
You have 2 coins. Would you like to reroll? Let's put one in my pocket.
Nope. I will not use the coin this time. No.
Sweet. All right. That means it's Mary's turn.
Yeah.
She's upstairs. She is not packing any weapons at the moment, or maybe her weapons are all
Does Mary
packed.
go before me?
Mary does go. No, she doesn't.
Okay.
It's your turn, Sid. Then it's
Okay,
Mary's turn.
Okay. Just making sure.
No, thank you for reminding me.
No,
Thank you.
it's all
Thank
good.
you.
I'm gonna shoot him.
Excellent.
Good job.
Oh, I think that's pretty good. That's a 40,
Ooh.
which is definitely under my ranged. Yes.
Sweet. That is a success. So roll. It would be CB plus your plus 1d6.
Okay. So okay. Aha.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is right. It's CB.
That's a 1, which explodes for
It
flintlock
explodes.
pistol. Yes. Okay.
Because it's black powder. So roll it again.
That's a 6.
Roll it again. That's
Which
This is how.
also
See, yeah.
plus 2. So that's 7 plus 2 is 9 plus my CB, which is a
Yeah.
3, is 12.
Oh, that gets him down 2 whole ranks. And here's what we're going to do. What that means is folks who are new to this, that means that he is moderately wounded. So Sid, can you roll me a d6, please? If you roll a 6, he gets an injury.
Come on. That is it.
Yes.
Excellent. Let me find my injury table. And while I'm doing that, Sid,
Oh,
if you can roll me
I have a thingy
D100.
for injuries too.
Oh, what is that thing?
I have for my intellectual archetype, I have tongue lashing. Whenever you inflict an injury, the foe moves 1 step down the peril condition track negatively.
Oh, so he also perils down, which means he ignores 1 skill rank. So it makes everything harder for him. Let me bring up my injury table while you roll a D100.
Okay. That is a 21.
Okay. With the 21, you wing him on the eye socket, and he's bleeding from his eye. That means, and y'all help me remember this, he flips to fail on skill tests that are vision related. So anything where he needs to see you, and that includes aiming a gun. If he rolls, and if the flip of it, like if say he rolls a 53, right? No, a 35, but a 53 would fail. He has to take the 53. He flips the digits. Okay. Oh, that's gonna be fun to remember. Okay, flip to fail. Got it. And he's always bleeding from the eye, and he says, "You shot me in the eye."
You really didn't need it anyway, believe me. You weren't doing much with it in the first place. That's
And-
my tongue lashing there.
And that
so.
he moves down the peril track. Actually, like, I'm questioning my life choices. And,
You should.
now it's Mary's turn. And while this whole thing is going on, Mary takes her turn. She runs over to her bed, and you see her reach under her bed and pull out a pistol of her own, which she keeps underneath there. So she takes out this turnout pistol, and she's going to load it, which takes one of her action points, and then she's going to fire it at this guy. And that is a 63, so that's a failure. I'm going to spend a point because I really want her to shoot this guy. That's a 22. That's a critical success. Very good. So she absolutely nails this dude. Who explodes? All right, there we go. There's a 14 plus 3. So she hits him for 17, which is 3 ranks. So we're just gonna say she just kills this guy flat out. Okay, so she pulls out while you've distracted him and he's bleeding from the eye. She runs over to her bed and she pulls out this flintlock that she's been keeping there. Not flintlock, turns it out and points at him and fires. So all of you downstairs hear this crack and then this thud as a body hits the floor above you. There's gunfight going on upstairs. And Mary is standing there like with the gun in her hand, and she's not shaking at all, but her eyes are like big and wide, and she's breathing really heavily. This guy is dead in front of you.
Can I just raise my hand and point it down at the floor for her as a free action? Just for flavor.
Absolutely. And she slowly looks puts it back down. Downstairs. It is Nessa's turn, followed by Donatello, the last remaining fellow here.
Nessa is going to below the belt him. So athletics or guile, and I think guile is my better one. Let me check. Where is it? Yes, I'm definitely using guile. 48 would be 58. Well, now 20.
Nice. So this is you said a below the belt.
Well, I feel like I'm still lying on the ground almost. I tried to sweep his leg.
So you're still crouching.
He's firing at I know we said but if I was on the ground, then I could just straight between the legs.
It's like
and you do.
While he's distracted trying to shoot
he has to resist. He has to resist using toughness, or else basically you've restricted his movement, which makes sense, right? He makes that noise for sure. And his toughness is plus 10, so he's a 50. Again, it's just a 50. And he rolls a 5.
Oh!
Yeah, so you punch him.
He's wearing a box or something. I'm like, ah, my foot.
And he just sort of stands there and he's like that. And you see him swallow the pain.
He's a eunuch, maybe.
Yep, maybe. And anything else you'd like to do with your points?
So I'm real close. Oh gosh. It's where suddenly I'm like, you know what? I was trying to copy down the things for a knife, wasn't I? And I didn't do it. What can I do?
The knife would be a simple melee attack.
Yeah. Because I'm right there, so although I've got a gun, I'm like, if I'm literally almost underneath him, maybe I just jump up and try and just get him with the knife. So
I think so. No.
Yeah. Okay.
You're absolutely in range. So you would roll a simple melee, and
it's under combat martial melee. Okay, so my combat isn't great. 38.
A 38.
Yeah.
To beat.
Well, that's what it says under combat. I don't have any dots next to. Wait, no, sorry. Martial melee and simple melee. Simple melee, I do have a dot. Okay. So it'll be 48. Okay.
All right, see if you can roll below a 48.
A 13.
Nice.
So you stab him with this knife, kick it, punch him in the
Try
groin.
and kick him in the groin. He resists. I'm like, fine then. I'll just shank you.
Right.
Mhm.
So this is actually takes your agility bonus as damage. It's different. So roll a d6 and add your agility bonus. Your
Okay.
AB.
Right. D6. Ooh, I rolled a 1 on the D6. What's my agility?
Doesn't explode
bonus?
for these, unfortunately.
Agility bonus is a 3.
Okay.
So that's just a 4.
Yeah, it does not surpass any of his levels.
Oh.
And so you just sort of stab him, and it sort of goes through his clothes and cuts him lightly. And he's starting to look angry. Do you have any other points you want to use here?
So that was 2 of my. I get 3 every time, right? So I've
You
got
have one
another-
more, correct? Yeah, you have one more.
I'm kind of like running out of like ideas a little bit. So, you know, the first one worked, so I'm gonna go for an eye gougge. I feel like I kick him, I jump up, I'm trying to jump on his back and stab him. It's not working, so I'm just gonna try and just gouge at his eyes again.
Like Ezekiel's like in the background, like just yelling at her, like, and he's like, you see Ezekiel, like he just jumps, he's like, don't, just no, use it. You got it. You gotta put your hand up like that. Just do that.
Oh man, right, okay. So we're trying guile again. I keep losing them every time. Where is it? There, nope, there. Okay, 58 it would be to try and beat, so it should be good. We'll see. 15! Come on!
Oh.
Come on. So yeah, I gouge at his eyes. He needs to resist awareness or be disorientated.
I think Doc froze.
I've just realized. I think Doc's
Uh-oh.
frozen. Oh no, we lost a historian.
Oh no.
We may have lost a doc.
You entertain everyone. So
Hello, my baby. Hello, my...
relive the whole.
Yes, kick him in the balls. Nothing happens.
God damn. Ezekiel, he's just too tough. I don't
You
understand
gotta-
what I'm
no,
doing.
What you
No.
gotta do is no. You're
I'm trying
stout.
to
You're
stab him. He's
stout. You gotta use your low
He's
center of
very
gravity.
tall and big. I'm trying
A
my
lot
best.
of people are tall and
Here.
big compared to you. You have the advantage.
I'm-
Low center of gravity.
Okay,
Just throw
forget the
yourself
knife.
up.
Forget the knife. I'm just gonna go for his eyes.
Yeah, there you go. Now, if you're gonna grab, no, you gotta
Where's his
hook your-
eyes?
hook your fingers. You gotta hook your fingers in.
I'm
You
doing
gotta
it.
hook them in.
I'm trying to do it. Would you maybe just shoot him? I can't.
Just shoot him.
Just shoot him already. Travis, now I'm on his back. Like you're gonna end up shooting me.
But you're doing
What?
so fine.
I'm trying. I'm gonna get a stitch again. I just had lobster.
Well, you
Why
had
do they have
lobster
to
and
come
eel
right-
pie, so
Why do they come right after I've eaten every time?
it feels like to me that the fact that every time we eat, it's always followed up by some kind of climactic, very stressful situation where we need to be physical.
I cannot not eat in case this happens every time. It's just I will wither away to nothing. I gotta try.
Oh,
How you doing upstairs? Is everything okay? I heard thumping. Anything?
Bam!
Oh, well, it looks
We
very
should
much.
probably go up there soon, but I'm just trying to get rid of this one guy. And
We should definitely.
that one's unconscious. You could murder him if you wanted to.
Oh, you're telling me I can murder? Because
I'm just saying, I didn't do it, but he is unconscious and couldn't stop you if he wanted to. I'm just.
I'm not.
They are
I'm not a
attacking the.
killer.
I
am not a killer.
I'm just saying maybe we could just tie him up or something, or just like maybe he'll learn his ways are not good and he would learn from it that he shouldn't do this.
I'm just saying is I feel that maybe if we just tied him up and maybe I just take the butt of my gun and be like, right,
He's
really
already
hard.
this one's already unconscious.
Like-
this one I'm trying to eye gouge right now is very stubborn.
He will
I just
not.
say I can take the
But-
handle of my gun and just upside their head
well,
very hard.
You should
Is
try
that what
that
you want me
because
to do?
I'm struggling myself. Yes.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi. As you
What
can
did I
see,
miss? How did it
they
go?
were vamping. And
Oh, very good.
I believe your assailant needs to roll
I think you're right.
opposed.
They need to roll.
Okay.
For my eye gouge, they need to roll resist the awareness.
All right. Okay. Cool. Yes, he has to roll a resist with awareness.
Awareness will be
Fun.
disorientated.
That's such a funny thing to resist with. I'm gonna resist using my awareness.
Are they aware? I don't know where the fingers are. Am I
It's
aware?
it's a plus 10, so it is a 55.
Okay.
And he rolls a 61, so he fails.
Yes,
Yep.
finally.
He gets.
I told
he
you I
gets
should have just
poked.
used my fingers to begin with. I didn't
I should have
need
been
to
doing
hit
that the
him
whole
into
entire time.
I should have tried. I tried to sweep his leg. No. I tried to hit him in the balls. No. I tried to stab him. No. You know what?
Poke.
I'm just doing it
Poke.
with my bare hands, and that's gonna do it.
Just gotta get up in there. You gotta use your fingers. Just get all up in there.
Fine. Yeah, I don't see you coming in here and doing anything.
Okay, so he gets poked in the eyes, like, "Ah!" And he yells out with frustration. End of your turn. Yes, all action points
Yeah, that's
used.
my 3 action points used.
Okay,
so-
he turns and runs out the door.
Oh, because I have one more AP left. Can
Yep.
I fire it at him as he's trying to run away as a
If
reaction?
your gun's loaded, you absolutely can. Is your gun loaded?
Because the double barrel is special, so
Okay. Absolutely, you can
doesn't do
fire at
that.
him as he tries to get away.
ooh, that is a 6.
A 6. Oh, wait a minute. You
Yes.
gotta roll your attack first, dude.
Oh, I do. That's right. No, that was my attack. That was my 2.
Oh, it was a 6 total?
Yeah,
Oh my
I have a
gosh.
6 total. Yeah.
A 6 and a D100? Yes, you hit
Yeah.
him. Now you get to roll that damage. I thought you were rolling damage. I'm like,
Oh
"This is
no,
great."
I was just rolling to attack, and I had 6. I got a 1 on the dice.
Okay,
Is double barrel? It's a black. It's
Is
black,
it black
powder.
powder? Explodes.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And I got a 4, so that's 5 plus CB. That's another 4. That's 9 in total.
9 puts him down one more. Roll me a D6. And if it's a 6, he'll take an injury as he flees.
I got a 5.
Okay. You hit him, and you see him lurch and sort of reel a little bit and then keep on running. He's using basically that run to move at 3 times his movement. And he gets low cover from it. Not that the 6 would have mattered then, but and is definitely moving out. I also want to point out that counterattack, Nessa can make a counterattack in specific situations. So you can like make a counterattack, say if you still have your knife out. But I don't think you have the points for it, right? I don't think so. No.
I think I used all my points. I don't think I held any back.
think you're right.
I used 3
Okay.
each time, so no.
Cool. Well, he stumbles off, and you'll have to decide what you're going to do from here. It is Ezekiel's turn. Do you want to give chase?
I'm definitely gonna give chase after this guy.
Okay.
So yeah.
Now,
I
movement
have-
and running and all that stuff, that all is factored into that. You can hustle, which means you move at your regular movement.
my regular movement. I think I'm a speedy boy.
Okay.
Scroll way back on my sheet. My move. Oh, my move is 8.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna do regular movement to catch up to them.
Okay. So you're moving at 8, but he's moving at 3 times his regular movement.
Okay.
And Donatello's regular movement is a 9.
Okay.
So he is just sprinting, even though he's injured. You know, he's sprinting as fast as he can. And
Okay.
he is getting away from you. Now, there's a couple things we can do here. You can decide what you want to do. If you want to keep pursuing him, you do that. If you want to think of something else, you do that. You let him go. You've got one of them unconscious inside the house.
Let me
Or we
see
could like move it
something
into a
here.
chase scene. I mean, we could just do
Um,
like we did before.
How many action points is it to aim?
To take aim, it depends. So if you want to spend 1, you'll get plus 10. If you want to spend 2, you get plus 2.
All right, I would like to take aim
Okay.
and fire at his foot.
Okay. I like that a lot. And are you going to be spending 1 or 2 points to do that?
Spending 2 points.
Okay. So your regular aim, but plus 20, whatever that is.
Yeah. So that means it's now I have to get it beneath the 70.
Okay.
And that's good because I got 19.
Excellent. So what I'd love for you to do now is to roll me damage, and make sure you're exploding those 1s and 6s still.
That's 3 plus 4. That's 7.
Okay. He goes 1 more down. Roll me a d6 to see if he's injured. He's so.
Then I
close.
got a 6.
Nice. Okay,
Then I
roll
got
me a
a 6.
d100, and we'll do the injury stuff. This could be enough to kill him if it's a bad enough injury.
24.
24. This is which gun are you using?
The double barrel.
Okay. What are the traits on that?
Traits on the double barrel are black powder, pistol, and repeating, and weak. So that means it doesn't do grievous injuries. It only does.
That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets a serious injury though.
Yeah, he doesn't get grievous.
With a 24. You hit him. You say you were aiming for his foot. You missed. You hit him in the chest. He has a chest wound, and he is just like. I'm gonna say that slows down his movement too. So he's close to death. You can run out and finish him off if you like. But
I would just like to run out and just like put my foot, like try to like push my foot down just to hold him there.
I would say in this moment. You run out and you push him down on the ground, and he's breathing really heavily. You take 3 points of conflict.
Okay.
As you stare down this man. And are you going to coup de grace him? Are you going to finish him off?
I'm not. No.
Okay. What are you going to do?
I'm just going to. Can I knock him out with the butt of my gun?
You certainly can.
Yeah, and I would like to knock him out with the butt of my gun.
Okay. We'll say you just go ahead and do that and knock him unconscious. Now you got 2 of them unconscious. Mary and Saoirse come back downstairs, and Mary has that wide-eyed look in her face. And
everything okay?
There's a dead body upstairs, but we can take care of it shortly. Mary, do you recognize any of these people?
You sort of pull the cloaks back. The woman who was knocked unconscious, just has she has a kind of tattoo across her face. That man that Ezekiel chased down and is currently unconscious, sort of a dark-haired man with a rough beard, and she looks at them both and she says, "No, I don't recognize either of these people. They don't look like the ones who tried to take me before. I don't know."
Zeke, could you go grab the one upstairs?
Yeah.
He might be hard to identify, but maybe she should try.
I head on upstairs to grab that body and bring it down.
And so you bring it down, they lie them all next to each other. How about an awareness check from everybody present?
No, I definitely didn't make it. I got a 78.
I got a 20. Which is
Anyone
definitely
else?
under 58. So
I got a 69 and
Nice.
Nice.
We do have a house rule on the show that 69 is always a success no matter what.
Yes.
Excellent.
So,
Thank you very much. So.
So both of you succeed. And you look these folks over, and Mary just shakes her head. No, they're strangers to me, but they certainly seem to want to take me out of this house. And as you're looking them up and down, Saoirse and Nessa, you see that one that Ezekiel chased out has a chain around his neck, and you sort of slip a finger beneath it and pull it loose so it dangles in the front of his clothing, and you see there an amulet. Not really an amulet. That makes it sound magical. It's
Pendant.
a necklace with a familiar symbol. Those 2 protractors set at opposite each other the symbol of the Freemasons. And just before we fade to black, you realize that you've got to get this kid to the harbor, and you have to do it quick. But we'll do that next time, because this is a good place for us to stop. And woo, everybody kick a breath. And what a fun time for everybody here. We want to give special thanks to chat, everybody who stuck around, or those who are lurking, and everybody who interacted. We also want to give big thanks to InfiniteRP, obviously, for having this show on, our second show on InfiniteRP. We're excited about that. Also, big thanks to Zweihander and Andrews McNeil, who they gave us all this artwork from the PDF to use. They said you can use whatever you want and put it on stream, and they have just been the best. I am supremely thankful to this amazing cast for being so great, but also carrying things when the internet dies and all that. So I wanted to take a chance to go around the circle here and talk to our cast. We're going to go around. We'll go in an opposite order that we did last time. We'll start with our friend Kate. Kate, tell everybody who you are, where we can find you, what you have working, and if you have any sort of feedback, you can get reward points at the end of every session for letting us know what you liked about this. So maybe a highlight for you or something about your character that you learned.
Oh goodness, so many things. Okay, well, hi everyone, Kate Madison here, also known as Actors at Work on the various social media things, places. But I can be found here on Twitch just under Kate Madison, so come find me there. I stream a bunch. Yeah, I had great fun today, actually. It was really good. There was a lot of good moments. It's very hard to pick out one particular thing. I think maybe I'll go with you missed it, but you can watch the VOD doc. But you know, our riffing of all the stabby, kicky, trying to eye gouge thing. You know, because you know that's
what combat is sometimes.
Exactly.
It's not always
Punchy,
clean and
gougy.
polished.
That's
Sometimes
the
it's
name of
punchy,
my punk
gougy,
band. So.
Stabby. Yeah.
Stabby Punch Bear. Although to be, you see, this I want to list another one because I think the wig change thing was a cool thing too. There's so many things. But yeah, it was really good fun. Thank you guys for watching.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And how about Sid? Sid, tell everyone where we can find you and give us your take on our first session together.
Heck yeah. My name is Christina Sid. You can find me on the Twitters at Greek Sid, usually just, talking smack and talking about the fun things I do on the internet. I am generally speaking almost exclusively over on twitch.tv/game nights. That's 2 G's and a K, like a knight in shining armor. Game nights. I am there Thursday through Sunday on and off, basically. I run a game of Good Society on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I'm playing in amazing games, so definitely come check all of those out. I usually, post on Twitter when I go live, so yeah, definitely check all of that out. I adored the wigs, just personally. I very much enjoyed Zeke and Saoirse going at each other's throats there quite adorably for a little bit. And I enjoy that apparently now every time we have dinner, we will be attacked. So I'm very interested to see if Nessa is just looking over her shoulder all the time after dinner now.
Thank you so much. It was wild. The wig stuff. I mean, wig stuff is special, y'all. Wig play is fun. Wally, looking like Hercules Mulligan.
I don't have the pants on, so I can't throw my leg up onto the chair.
What happens below the waist?
Yeah.
Wally, who are you? Can we find you? What's your takeaway? How did Ezekiel grow as a person today?
What's up, y'all? It's me, Wally, your favorite non-binary slime best friend on the internet, and what is my favorite moment from this today? I just love Nessa just doing her best to win over the client of just like, we're really good, and just leaves it at that.
I mean, Finn is a war hero, but we're really great. We're really great, guys.
Really, you're not missing anything.
Really great.
Well, we're terrific.
It was that line just sent me because
It was so
it was
sweet.
so sweet and endearing, and just like set the role of the mom of the group perfectly.
Mhm.
And then just to double down on it, she has the most money out of all of us. So
Yes.
yeah, yeah, just to double down on it. But oh man, it
Fantastic.
was fantastic. I loved it. Where can you find me? Well, right now you can find me not this Friday, but very soon in a couple more Fridays, you can find me over at No Medic. I'll be playing some Kids on Brooms. It's going to be a lot of fun. We call it Swept Up. It's going to be a fantastic high school magic romp. It's going to be so much fun. I am playing a prankster character who, for some reason, when I'm playing him, I talk like Jason Matsunakas, but hey, that's...
Yeah, of course.
why not? Then on Wednesday, you can find me over at Anime Gaming at 8 o'clock playing some Burn Bright. I play a tiny, cute little robot that's going to be the savior of the universe. So
just like real life.
Yeah, just like real life. Yeah.
Mhm. Awesome. That is so great. Thank you, Wally. Thank you for being here. Thank you, whole cast. I'm Doc Rimbo. I'm Doc Rimbo here on Twitch. I'm Doc Rimbo on Twitter. You can find me here around InfiniteRP most days. Of course, Monday night, we'll be back here. Next week, we'll be back with our friend Colin in a full group. How's he going to join this fun? I guess we'll find out. On Wednesday nights, I'm doing a behind the screen show at the same time, 8 Eastern, where you can join me, where we're going to look at the system and sort of like parse over some of the little nitty gritty rules and interesting stuff about Flames of Freedom and prep for the next session. So you can come and help me with that. I would really appreciate it. In future weeks, we're going to have interviews. We're going to talk with folks behind making the game. We are going to hopefully bring on some cast members to hang out and just chill and talk about characters and things like that. But I hope you can make it for that. On Thursdays here on InfiniteRP, I am usually in our 5e game, Lost City of Vidranas. However, last week on Thursday, it was a bad ending. Well, not bad ending. It was an okay ending, but let's just say the party has been reduced by 1 for the time being. And so I'm not on this Thursday because we're giving them the group time to process losing their favorite bugbear cleric. So we'll see how they handle that. But I'll be there in chat watching. It's going to be super duper awesome. One more time, thank you to everyone in chat. And thank you to everybody who watches on stream. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube to InfiniteRP. Join our Discord, all that. We are going to be moving forward with a raid, so don't forget to stick around. We're going to go visit the folks at Indoor Adventures and see what they're doing over there. And don't forget to join us next week. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Don't eat too many lobsters.
I think we've gone.